Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to another episode of the Behind the Noise podcast with Dino More. If you want to get in touch with us here at the podcast or anything about the show, if you've got any ideas, would enjoy your feedback, just email us at podcast@dinomore.com. Let us know what you think. If you're that way inclined, Apple people, go iTunes, subscribe to the podcast, leave us a rating, a review, let us know what you think. We're always feedback's very important because obviously we're just starting out, so we want to know how we're doing. Shows we have coming up. Friday, March 17th, so that's St. Patrick's Day. We headline Rebellion in Manchester, which is a big deal for us. So honoured to be playing such an awesome venue. Main support comes from Kane. Also on the bill, Rusted Hero and Twisted Illusion will be doing a very special acoustic opening performance. Tickets are just £5. Go to dinomore.com, go to our shop on there to get tickets for that. Next after that, we have Saturday, April 1st, we play Rock Rampage, which is at the venue in Carlisle, which is a stunning venue. I think it holds about 1,000 people. It's just stunning. It's a great little hidden gem that we have up here in Carlisle. We headline the Saturday of that. It's a 3-day event. Triverse Massacre headline the Friday, and Pantera UK, which are an amazing Pantera tribute band, headline the Sunday. So if you go to rockrampage.uk, you can get your tickets for that. On Saturday, April the 8th, we play Nemix in Newcastle. With Hellion Rising. We are special guests for their EP launch, their new EP, Kill 'Em or Cure 'Em. On the bill also is Raging Sickness, War, Wrath and Deception. And Doc Doherty of Rusted Hero does a very special acoustic opening performance. Tickets for that are just £6. So if you go to dinomore.com, go to our shop on there, you'll be able to get tickets for that. This podcast is brought to you by Very Metal Art. If you go to verymetal.co.uk, you can check out the work of a very talented certain Mr. Andy Pilkington. He's the main man behind it all. He does album artwork, logos, t-shirt designs, lyric videos, of which he did, if you check out on YouTube, our lyric video for Council of War, that was his work. Very talented, and very competitive prices as well. And at the moment, if you use the code DNM10, you will get 10% off your next order with Very Metal. So, go to verymetal.co.uk to check it out. The response to the first couple of episodes has been amazing, and today's episode is no exception. We have a good, awesome conversation with Mr. Jimmy Grieves, who is the singer and frontman of Self Inflicted, formerly of Fyre Power. He tells us his story of his journey into music and how he got into these bands and his influences, and some very funny stories. He's a very funny guy. It's just a funny episode. We've done a few of these episodes now, and that's probably the one that we've all laughed the most. So I think you'll enjoy it. So have a listen. Mr. Jimmy Grieves. So I was thinking, when did I first meet you? It was in 2012 when we played that Sun Centre gig.
It was before then.
No, I think it was.
That was when we did that.
The Dynamo's first gig was in February 2012.
Was it?
Yeah.
Christ, I feel like I've known you a lot longer.
Yeah, it just feel like that, doesn't it?
Design,
And we played at the Sun Centre in the canteen. I remember you said, "Do you fancy a gig?" I can't. Was it Raz got us that gig?
Raz sorted all out with
I just remember gig at the Sun Centre. I'm like, yeah,
I'm up for that.
It's like,
Christ, on a bike in the
brackets,
kitchen.
In brackets, in the canteen. To be fair, it was a proper stage setup, wasn't it?
That was great. It was actually a canny night. I enjoyed it.
At that point, we were just like, "This is like the best thing we've ever played on." Because they had proper like monitors and sound guy and everything.
Right. That would be the first time I think I ever played a gig with monitors. Actually,
was it?
Really? Well, I was never a stickler for them.
And then you realise how much of a difference they make.
Oh, Christ. A lot handier now.
But they're a bit hit and miss sometimes, because sometimes you still can't hear it, and if everything else is too noisy.
We played a gig in Preston, and the monitor, I don't know what they had. It only had Jamie's guitar coming back through it for a start off. So, but for some reason it was just coming through clean, no distortion. So we played the whole set. It was like an acoustic.
What, is that what it sounded like front of house?
No,
as well?
front of house it was all right. But coming back to us, oh my God, it was a nightmare. Like you knew it was going to be one of them gigs when the sound guy has this T-shirt with "I know what these knobs do." You're just like, this night's going to be a fucking catastrophe. But it actually was a good night. It was a good
at the minute you're in Self Inflicted.
I am.
Before that it was Fyre Power.
Yes.
But before that, so this is at the minute it's Self Inflicted, basically Marc 2.
Yeah, it's a reincarnation, isn't it?
Yeah. So when you were in Self Inflicted the first time, was that your first band?
Yeah, it was the first time I'd ever had out to do with singing.
So do you know what year that was?
I was trying to think that on the way down. 90% sure it's 2009 actually.
All right, so you were for a couple of years before changed to Fyre Power.
Yeah. Oh, Christ, good couple of years. We played
Cool.
here, there, and everywhere really. Like second gig was at the Sand Centre on the main bit. Yeah,
Was it?
Aye.
What was that for?
It was some skate park thing. It was Fallen Red were the headliners, and Johnny Gash's other band. Remember the Horza Khan?
Nah.
Oh, well, they were playing as well.
Right.
And it was our second gig, and we managed to blag our way on there somehow. It was
Bloody hell.
it was weird though, because no one was watching. They were all just skating about.
It's the wrong audience, really, isn't
It was
it?
a brilliant setup, but it was just was one of them. Fucking hell, we're doing here, but it was really good. It actually
You slap about and say, "Stop skating and watch this."
Listen, you git. But no, it was actually canny. And that was where I met Fallen Red and all them guys then.
So who was in Self Inflicted Mark 2? Who was in Self Inflicted Mark 1?
Mark 1, the original Self Inflicted. Oh,
Is it just you?
No, it was me, Jamie, who's in now.
Aye.
Jonathan.
Right.
Benny Grace.
Never heard of him. No.
Oh, he's a lovely lad. He was the bass player, and that was just the four of us for a long time.
Right.
And then, various things happening. The way
People leave.
Yeah, people
get other
people
commitments.
Come, that's it. And then that became Fyre Power. And now we're pretty much the same lineup, except on bass we've got Mike, your guitarist brother,
Aye.
on bass. But we did have another guitarist, but we're back to a four-piece again. So
Yes, just one guitar, one bass.
At the moment, but we're toying with that. We're toying whether to get Mike on the other guitar
And then find a bass player.
Find a bass player.
He can do either, can't he?
Oh, Christ, I would say he's our best guitarist. Hope Jamie's not listening. Sorry.
No, we won't tell him about this.
Yeah, cut that.
He'll cut that bit out. Yeah, he'll just pan to me, just sitting there going. No one said a word. No, so then Fyre Power, spelled Fyre.
That's right.
Just because I'm sure there was a million Fyre Powers.
Yeah, it was really big.
To be fair, when I first looked for you, I found you straight away.
Exactly.
By doing
Well, that was it.
So it worked.
I wasn't a name I was struck on.
No, but I bet it was a case
honest,
of you couldn't think of anything else.
Well, it was Raz had the name.
Yeah.
Give him his due.
But if no one else can think of anything better, then
we couldn't think of anything better. And to be honest, at first I was like, but I was like I was self-inflicted, to be honest.
Yeah.
And then it grew on us, and I actually really liked it.
You get used to it.
I was really proud of it.
It worked.
Yeah,
it worked.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
But then, I remember because you started getting some decent gigs then.
Aye, we did.
And then we started doing a few gigs together.
That's right.
Because you had Jed
on lead guitar.
Jed Farish.
It is Farish, isn't it?
I don't know.
I should know.
You should.
It's Farish or Farish. See where I'm from, it's Farish.
It's got 2 R's, so I'd say it's Farish.
it?
I think it has.
I didn't think it did.
Oh, is it not? Oh.
Anyway, he was on lead guitar.
Yeah, and he was bloody good.
He was awesome. Obviously, Scotch, one of the founder members.
Yeah, on bass.
On the bass. Main songwriter as well, Christ.
He was the first one of you guys I think I met.
Yeah. He came to Self Inflicted. He helped us out. We had a gig at Soulfest, and we needed a bass player, like pronto.
Right.
And Scotch, bless him, used to drive up from Kendal every night, meet up with Jamie, learn everything.
Wow.
And
that's dedication.
We had it nailed just like that.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair to the lad, he hadn't, from what I can gather, I don't think he'd picked a bass up for like 10, 12 years. So I was...
He just picked it
up, and then I landed at Soulfest for the gig, and him and Steve, do you remember Steve Dalrymple? He was a second guitarist in Self Inflicted for the latter stages. They were fucking both upside down all over the parish, and I thought, oh, here we go. And ended up being an awesome gig though, but it became Scotch, me, Gashi obviously on the drums, and then who was the first bloody guitarist for Fyre Power? It wasn't Jed. I think it was Steve. It was Steve, I think.
When I first heard of it, it was Jed.
We had like it didn't kind of, Self Inflicted didn't finish and Fyre Power started. It was kind of just
a crossover.
Yeah, we kind of fucked up a bit in the middle, and then it kind of found its way. I feel like.
Yeah.
And then so
I think the hard part's finding people to rehearse once a week.
Well, that's it.
Who can actually commit?
Well, it's not just that. I mean, we were scattered all over the parish and all.
Yeah, that's hard as well.
That was the hard thing. You had like Scotch and Kendal.
It's like, where do you rehearse that's fair?
Well, that was it. It was a Brickyard we thought was central. To be honest, actually somewhere around here would have been...
It would have been more central for you, wouldn't it?
It would have been, actually, looking back.
But the good thing about the Brickyard, it's secure.
Secure, you could leave your gear.
It's upstairs.
There was a PA there. I didn't have to bother fanning on with mine.
You can make as much noise as you want.
It's many a time the next day is just a ringing in the ears, like...
There's a few bands that rehearse there. Like there's always
Aye.
3 or 4 bands rehearse there on a regular basis.
Apparently so.
Even
aye.
Andy, the guy who owns it, he rehearses there quite often.
I should think so.
Wonder if he pays for that. But yeah, then Jed left to go to uni, didn't he?
Yeah, he left, unfortunately, to go to uni.
That was a shame.
It was. He was someone else, like, I'll be honest.
And he was like, he wouldn't dress right at first, would he?
Oh, would he? Heck?
I remember the first time I saw him, I was
Mr.
like,
Punk.
he's awesome, but he looks so out of place in a metal band.
He did, but do you know, like, I noticed in the latter stages, though, it worked. It just worked because we all
but
had
then he
our
started
own
wearing
thing.
like sleeveless black tops
well,
and that.
he did.
He looked more the part.
He did, aye.
I remember I think his last gig was, I'm sure it was at the Brickyard, wasn't it? I can't remember what it was for. Was it like a Rockmantic or something?
I think it was Rockmantic, aye.
Something like that.
Yeah.
I remember his last gig.
Yeah, it would have been.
Nailed it.
I'm trying to think if it was there or was it Nuneaton at the TBFM birthday bash?
Oh, yeah, it could have been. Yeah. I think you guys got voted like Band of the Weekend that weekend.
Something like that. We were in the top 3, I think.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it because we were just an afternoon slot here we go, but
Yeah.
it was one of them gigs where just everything fit and, you
To be
know, I mean,
fair.
Shane Kirk as
Yeah.
well. He's another...
Like a personality, isn't he?
Aye, we took the pressure off me and all.
Hobbling
Hobbling around
like an idiot.
Yeah, get yourself away, Shane.
It's good when you've got members to
that's
do
it.
that.
Well, of course it is. And that was one thing I always struggled with. I mean, between songs, I mean, I'm so nervous before every gig, without doubt. I mean, I've always said if the day I'm not, I'll stop.
Yeah.
Because I do need it, like. And I used to find it hard between songs and whatnot. And then I would think, I'll have a few drinks, that'll settle us. And I tell you what, it's the worst thing you can do, Maybe he's a couple, but no more.
Nah.
No more. Christ, I've seen
Plus, it's also worse if you think about it too much as well.
Well, that's it. Well, it got to the point where I got used to it, and I actually started to I really enjoyed it. And, and then with Shane there helping as well, you know, that was just a you know,
take off the burden off you.
Oh yeah, and I think it probably made us a better band, really.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Yeah, a lot of the hard parts is where they're waiting around.
Yeah,
like how do you occupy your time when you've got there, you've done the sound check, and if you're headlining, you've got ages to wait. Ages. It's just like, what do you do?
What do
you go and eat. You go and drink.
Jed usually goes and finds the spiciest pizza, something to proper burn your arsehole right out, like. Yeah, that's what usually happens.
Sounds like a good plan. Not if you're singing, though. You don't want to be.
Well, to be honest, I tried not to eat before a gig because I'll start belching, and same with lager. I drink out fizzy.
It just makes you feel a bit like, I don't know, slow and sluggish.
Yeah. Well, where the hell did I play? Where was it? Was it the Brickyard? I don't think it was the Brickyard. Somewhere. I'd had something to eat before, and we started with XXV.
Yeah.
With Fyre Power, and I had to go off and spew up. I couldn't. It was just, you know what I mean? I couldn't sing. It was just filling.
Yeah, I think
that sorted us read out for the rest of the set. Like,
yeah, that's probably what you needed.
Just had to watch your step. That was all.
But yeah, so that was 2013 when he went.
Jed left.
I think it was.
Yeah, because EP was 2012.
It was like Christmas 2012. Or was it early 2013 when it came out? Because I remember you did
Rockmantic. No, it would be 2013.
Because you had it out before Rockmantic, didn't you?
Just
was that
not? No, that was part of our launch night. But we had sold one or two. Like
that was it. Yeah, so it was like February 2013.
It was a brilliant weekend. That like.
So that's like over 3 years ago now.
Yeah, I know.
Time
Don't
flies.
remind us. Fond memories, man.
But yeah, if you just need to find a new member now, and you can get cracking again.
Yeah, definitely. Well, yeah, definitely. I mean, I've had bother with my throat. That's why we haven't done a lot, to be honest, recently. Like, but that's about sorted now, I would say. I'm screeching along to AC/DC in the car and whatnot, so it seems to be holding out.
Still playing guitar?
I've learned a fifth chord. Don't tell me what the fuck it is, but I've learned one.
Right.
And I can play it with the other four. But that's about my limit, like, really, at the moment. I tell you what, it's something I'd love to be able to do. I'd love to actually take a step back and just play rhythm guitar. I would love to do that.
Would you not fancy like being able to play a song and sing at the same time?
Oh, definitely, yeah, definitely.
I think you could do it.
Well, me and Jamie as such, we were buggering about with. I know it's a band you fucking love, Def Leppard. And
I'm not exactly chairman of their fan club, but
well, we started buggering around with one of their ballads and worked out that actually it is a song I could play and sing with a bit of practice.
Yeah.
So whether we ever play it live is, I don't know. We have recorded roughly recorded it at his house, and I was quite impressed with it, to be honest. I've never done clean cut singing before. It's always been grab your nuts and grab for it, so, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that would be something I'd quite like to do, you know, throw that in the mix, but I don't know whether it would ever fit in a self-inflicted set.
Or if you wrote a song yourself, or one of your own songs where you could, something that's not like...
Well, we have a couple in the pipeline, actually, that we're...
That would be like a cool part of you, even if it's just for one song, it would be part of your show, wouldn't it?
Well, that's it.
If you're just singing for most of it, then one song you start playing.
It's not just that. I mean, everyone in the band... I mean, to be honest, I would say I'm one of the worst singers in the band. I know it sounds stupid, but they're all fantastic. And, you know, I quite like songs with harmonies, and I like to show them off.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Vocal harmonies are good.
Exactly.
Guitar harmonies and vocal harmonies are
really
good.
Definitely. You see, we miss them with one guitar, you see, that's the problem.
It's true, yeah.
But
you'll just have to see who comes available to you.
Yeah.
You'll either get a bass player, and you'll go, right, well, he'll play bass and Mike will play guitar, or vice versa.
Yeah, well, I'm to be honest, I'm going to leave that up to Mike, I think, really. What he wants to do, you know.
What would you rather do? I kind of think he'd rather do lead guitar.
I do as well.
Even though he is an exceptionally good bass player.
Bass player. It was ridiculous. I mean, the songs, when we got back together and we played that gig at the Brickyard, our comeback gig with the Burning Crows and Thornton Red.
Yeah, that was good, that.
And
he was adding like his own little bits to all the...
Lead bass? Yeah. I mean, what the hell's all that about?
It wasn't just like following the root notes, was it?
No, not at all. He'd actually, you know, he made
the songs better.
Well, I was going to say better, and he made the bass. He made that his own as well.
He made it stand out.
Of course, he did.
You'd notice it.
It filled in gaps, and I mean, we've rehearsed a few times. Well, once or twice as a 4-piece, and to be honest, even with him on the bass, I thought if you just meet the bass up a bit, you know, it works. Like go all Lemmy and just fucking get a bit of distortion on it, man.
So Jamie's the other guitarist, isn't he?
Yeah,
is he classed as lead or rhythm?
Lead.
Right.
We had 2 lead. We don't bugger about with rhythm guitars.
Could have been your job.
That could have been my job.
Maybe one day.
Well, friends, we'll see. We'll see what happens with that.
Would you rather be a singer or be a guitar player?
Originally, I'd have said a guitar player, but
you kind of got used to it now,
I quite like the job I've got at the moment.
Yeah.
Like,
you have good banter on stage.
Yeah, well, that's it, and that's something I try to do. And I'm not bad at, so you can't do that when you're sitting at the back twiddling the bloody tuning up. Can you?
Yeah, some bands have like every song's in a different tuning. Have you noticed that? They finish a song, they're all there like. And the singer's kind of like padding.
I don't know how
filling time.
But that's the thing. I don't know how you can make a night flow. If it
doesn't flow.
Wait, no.
Not unless your singer's like a stand-up comedian as well.
Yeah.
It's a hard thing to do.
After fat jokes, I'm knackered. Like,
but they're not working anymore though.
Well, I don't know. I've still got canny cups, like. But no, I mean, all ours were standard tuning anyway, so we never really had that problem.
Yeah.
So.
We're half a step down.
Fyre, half a step down, are you?
Yeah.
Right. It sounds heavier
just
than
makes
that.
It a bit fat, bit
sounds
thicker.
Fatter than that, though.
Yeah, people think we've down a whole step, but we're not.
Well, Fyre Power what was that, D-tuning? Was that
I think
that
you
right?
were.
I'm only a singer.
I think you were.
D-tuning and Burn was drop C, I knew that.
Yeah. That's probably my favourite song by you guys. I do love that song.
I actually quite like that. It was that was a song I wasn't so struck on originally. I mean, I liked Devil's Got Nothing on Me. That was I love that. I love playing it live.
Yeah.
But Burn was one of them ones I was like, everyone else liked it, but I wasn't so sure about it. But the more I listened to it, the more I actually thought, it's a fucking
helps
good
if they
song.
play it and you get a good reaction to it, I suppose.
Yeah, well, that's it. Yeah, it was a big fat riff,
Yeah. So have you played any Fyre Power since Self Inflicted got back together? At any gigs?
No.
Think you ever would or not?
If I got Scotch up on the stage, I would. I wouldn't do it without him.
Okay, that's fair enough.
He wrote pretty much all of it. I mean, Byrne was the only one really that we all had a bit input on the lyrics. Scotch was the main lyricist for that band as well. So I'd feel a bit morally wrong if he wasn't there with us doing it. So we used to do Dark Side, which was a self-inflicted song anyway, and we did that with Fyre Power, and we still do that with self-inflicted, obviously. Yeah. But I don't know.
You need to get some of the classic self-inflicted songs recorded.
We started doing that. Me and Jamie, we started re-recording stuff like All Hail Rock Again.
Yeah.
Because we've only ever done it on a bit of a pants EP. Really.
All Guns Blazing.
Oh God,
I love that song.
I wrote that one.
It's good. It's a good song. It's proper catchy.
It's a bit cheesy, but yeah, that's
Works.
it. Yeah, I mean, for me, I like the new one we did with Rock the Night Away.
Yeah,
it was
that's a good one as well.
It was kind of one of them things where we were just playing our, back to the old set, and it was good,
Yeah,
rehearsing
felt good,
together.
felt right.
And then I just thought, fucking hell, we're coming back. We need to do something new.
Yeah, yeah.
And then me and Jamie just panned that out in an evening. It just happened. So, and then we took it to rehearsal, and Mike, being the man he is, shoved his other part in the middle and made it even better. And I was like, fucking typical.
That's what you want.
I know, it was spot on.
It's good to have people like that in the band where you, you have a nucleus of an idea and then it just goes bang.
Well, that's it. That's exactly it. It's just that's why I wish I could play guitar a bit better. So I'm kind of going, what about doing some, like I'm trying to
explain it,
yeah,
show him.
And you just look like a bit of a penis.
You're trying to hum
they
it
just
to
go,
him.
shut up, singer boy.
You're not helping.
Just give us a shout when you're done then.
But have you found that your voice is any different through losing weight?
I find it easier.
Right. How do you mean?
In getting me breath, to hit them higher notes. I used to.
I thought of that.
Yeah. Well, I didn't think of that. Personally, I haven't noticed a difference. I mean, I think your voice has changed a bit anyway. It has.
Yeah, well, it's good to know as you get older anyway, doesn't it?
Of course. But I noticed when we played the first gig back, that was before I'd lost any weight at the Brickyard.
Aye.
Like when I was trying to go for it, like getting amongst it, so to speak, it was, I was panting, like I was struggling for breath. Obviously, it's so hot up there anyway. But then where did we play? Trillions, where I'd lost a lot of weight. What a difference! And that's when I had my laryngitis anyway.
I was going to say, you were ill at that gig.
I was ill that gig, but it still felt easier, if you know what I mean. I
was like, I should be ill every gig.
Yeah. Yeah, I knew how to hit the low notes that night, didn't I? The high ones deserted us a bit, but the rest come flooding straight in. So.
No, you did well on that one. Pulled out the bag.
I enjoyed it. I was nervous for that, to be honest, because I knew all the leading up to that, and I thought, I didn't know how bad my throat was. I just knew it wasn't right. I thought I had a bit of a cold, and I was teching bloody Fisherman's Friends and you can fucking name
Fisherman's Friends.
Oh, someone said, try that, man. It's brilliant. So I popped the packet in, then read the back, and it's got laxatives in it. Sitting around shiting before the gig, hoping I was going to make it through the set.
Oh, God.
But we got through it, and like I say, we prayed on after that. We kept on rehearsing, and it started to get really bad. And then we all went out. Where was it? It was someone's birthday when we all come out in Carlisle.
Yeah, I think it was Kev's.
And that wasn't Kev's. It wasn't Kev's birthday, was it?
I can't remember. It was somebody's birthday.
Someone's
There's
birthday.
always somebody's birthday.
Yeah. And I could really, that's the first time I really noticed it.
Yeah.
Just talking, it was
if it's affecting when you're just talking.
Yeah. So I went to the doctors and, you've got laryngitis. I was like, Chad.
Lovely.
Looking brilliant.
What did they give you for that?
Christ, I can't remember. Some pills. Just take it easy, basically, and just rest it. And
Shut up, basically.
Yeah, well, that's it. And I talk a lot. You have no idea how fucking hard that was, I'm telling you.
Well, even just to go to work and just daily lives without
torture.
having to
it was
not
torture.
talk.
Just with
boring,
horrible, croaky fucking. And it just, to be honest, it seemed like it was never clearing, and then it just
suddenly.
There's one day I'd noticed it seemed to be a lot better, and then I tried to sing, and it was hurting, but with the kind of vocals I do, you
can't do it half-hearted, can you?
Yeah, you've got to go in.
You've got to be able to go for it.
Exactly.
Otherwise,
exactly. Otherwise, isn't any fucking point?
It's just not worth it.
Nah.
It's not what people want to see.
No, not at all.
So you've just been abroad?
I was visiting a friend in Mallorca and Alcudia there for 10 nights.
Good weather?
It was lovely. It was for me.
It was beautiful weather here as well.
Apparently so.
It's typical when you go away.
It's sod's law, isn't it?
Yeah.
It was mid to high 20s. I had a bit of a sweat on. They were all denim and leather jackets and stuff. It's good. But I was happy. So it was a good break. I needed it.
Yeah. So. Oh, I was going to ask you. You say AC/DC is probably one of your favourite all-time bands?
No, not now.
That's what I was going to ask you. What do you think about the whole Axl Rose thing? Have you seen any of it?
Yeah, you can do it, but I don't know. I mean, I'm a big Brian Johnson fan. I love Geordie as well.
Who isn't?
You know what I mean? The band he was in before, and I don't know. I mean, it works, but it's just for me. I'm not used to it, and I don't have an issue with it as a how do you like? Is it to fill in to finish the tour off? But I hope that's all they do.
Yeah, it's
it's because otherwise it's just going to become a travelling tribute act. There's only Angus left, isn't it? Really, that's an actual original.
Yeah, and they're charging £80 to see that. It's like,
that.
I mean,
Rather pay
it'd be
£5
interesting to
and see
see
you, pal.
if what happens if they do another tour and they put the tickets on sale. Will people buy them?
Exactly.
A lot of people are at this one because they'd already bought
They
the
already
tickets.
had the tickets and they thought, oh, wait, we'll just go along. Like
I probably would have as well. So if I already bought my ticket, I thought I might as well.
Well, yeah,
I'm set to go. I might as well go.
Yeah,
'Cause it's a
exactly.
bit of a. Hopefully, it's a one-off.
Of course.
But to be fair, I thought he did better than it was. It sounded better than I thought it was, and he's been on time.
Well, that was the thing. That it wasn't even the gig. It was like
Because AC/DC fans don't deserve to be messed about, do they?
Exactly.
No.
He
But-
can do what he liked with his Guns N' Roses,
But,
But
I saw some interviews, and he sounded like he was a massive AC/DC fan himself. That's one of his favourite bands growing up, and
Yeah.
he used to be in an AC/DC tribute band, I think, at one point.
really,
Yeah,
I didn't.
He's done various bits and pieces where he's always doing Guns N' Roses.
Well, they
AC/DC,
always
but
played Riff Raff, didn't they? Guns N' Roses.
Yeah.
I wasn't aware of that.
All right.
I've come across it on YouTube, I think, somewhere. And I mean, he can hit the notes. There's no denying that. And to be honest, I mean,
especially when he sat in that chair.
isn't that Dave Grohl's chair? I'm sure you can
Someone
look at it,
told
you
me.
can see it.
Someone told
A
me
thin
that was.
Foot, like FF for the.
You know when Dave Grohl broke his leg?
Yeah, he sat on that throne.
I don't know
That's
if
the tech man, by
he
the
did
way.
it. So he's like, hey, have me throne, have my throne.
Yeah, is that what that was all about?
That's what I heard. Yeah.
Ah, right.
Why not? Just pass it around to everyone who breaks their leg or something. Hire it out.
Be for us next, hopefully.
Yeah. Oh, I'd love that. Just have to sit
Sitting
down.
down. I think I'd end up sitting there for the night. If I was supporting whoever, they'd have to play around us, I think.
That's just sleep.
Yeah. With me bottle of Jack Daniels, that would be me.
You'd be happy though.
I would be. I'd be out with the moon.
But no, it was better than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
But yeah,
but that's it though. You don't. I don't think they should
carry on.
No.
Nah, I think they've run their course. I
Let's
think that Rock or Bust. Some people have said that Rock or Bust. They should have just ended it then.
Yeah.
When Malcolm had to leave.
Yeah.
They should have just.
I know. Well, that's it. It's kind of.
How many members are left before it's not really
worth
seeing anymore?
They've only got one original one left. So.
It's like,
well, I mean,
technically they brought the original drummer back.
Well, Chris Slade had a go, didn't he?
Yeah.
It was at the Razor's Edge sort of album, I think it was.
Yeah.
And then Cliff, he has been in it for like donkey's years, but he wasn't the original. So
yeah.
And then the guy, what do you call him on the rhythm? He's like an uncle or a cousin or something, isn't he? He's a young anyway.
Steve Young.
Steve, thank you. That's him.
He is young by name.
So I mean, you've got that, but it's just still, it's not, it's just not
Was
the
Phil
same.
Rudd the drummer before?
Yeah.
He's the one that's not in it now.
He's the one that's locked up in his mansion.
Oh yeah, that was it. Yeah. What was the story there?
Well, yeah, I don't know. Nah. Hadn't he threatened to kill some bugger or something? But that one got dropped, I think. And I think the other charge was something to do with was it amphetamines? It was drugs of some description.
Yeah, I remember reading about that. Yeah.
So, but there you go.
Crazy.
How old is he as well? Do you know what I mean?
Well, they all must be.
At his age, fucking still
just think you
firing
can be
away.
bothered with that?
I couldn't be arsed. I think I'd rather slippers
I
and a
think
cup
if
of
you
tea.
have a problem with any kind of pills, it would be Viagra.
Aye, that's about right. Aye.
But it just baffles you sometimes. You think, you're still in AC/DC, they're still going.
I know,
you should be like
they
looking after yourself and
that's
wanting
it.
to make it last as long as possible.
Well, that's it. I mean, he's probably thinking, I've made my millions.
Yeah, it could be. I don't know if he's not really a drug band, are they? AC/DC?
No, not at all.
Really, you associate
No.
any of them with having drug problems or anything.
No, I wouldn't have. Well, not that I'm aware of, anyway.
No. Like you don't.
I don't
remember-
even think Angus Young drinks. Never mind. I don't even think he drinks. I think he smokes a lot and having a coffee or tea or something. Fucking adult.
But like
shite.
even back in the day when they were in their prime, I don't remember them ever being a drug. They were never in the media for drugs or anything, or no one's getting arrested for this. or strung out.
Well, they've always kind of been a band. Once they've done the tour, they've disappeared off, haven't they? Really?
Yeah. But even like when they're on tour, some bands have like terrible performances because one of them's off their face. Or like Guns N' Roses, like Slash used to be on heroin and all that sort of stuff. Just all sloppy performances.
They're just solid as a rock, aren't
never
they?
with them, ever.
Well, I mean, for Christ's sake, people pay good money, you know.
Exactly. Well, some bands seem to forget that, though, don't they?
Well, exactly.
They get a bit...
Well, that's it. I mean, even just at the bottom of the heap, like with us, like, you'd... Fucking hell, I would be a bit pissed off if I'd paid a tenner to come and see you shit-faced and falling all out of the parish. Do you know what I mean?
Some people would come just to see that.
Well, maybe it's once, but
yeah.
not again.
Yeah, it's getting a bit boring now.
Yeah, we've seen that trick, pal.
But yeah, there's a few bands. Like, I mean, I suppose Metallica's not a band who ever any issues like that.
No.
Guns N' Roses definitely were. Aerosmith definitely were.
I would imagine Motley Crue were, would they?
I think they invented it.
They're not a band I've ever took to be honest.
That's what Def Leppard either. They weren't.
No, not really.
I don't really know their history, but
they were more into the drink, weren't they?
Yeah, some bands can seem to still function if it's just drink.
Lemmy.
Yeah, well, you just function
Speed and drink.
You just function on anything.
Aye, bless his soul.
But yeah, that was a bit of a shock.
I was absolutely, I was genuinely gutted. I mean, I'm a Motorhead fan, but I didn't think I was.
You didn't
that
think you
much
would be,
of a one
you didn't
till
think
he
you'd
went.
be affected. Yeah, I was the same.
I was genuinely gutted.
Oh, it feels like you almost took him for granted.
Yeah, you do. You just he'll just live forever. That's
yeah.
Probably like Ozzy, you know what I mean? He's never going to fucking die. You just assume that.
He's on permanent watch now.
Aye.
People are always like watching him everywhere he
Since all
goes.
the shenanigans.
Where's he up today? What's he doing? What time is he doing this?
If he starts talking to Skips, fucking take him home. He's on the LSD again.
Yeah.
But no,
some guy he is. But yeah, him and Lemmy are like the two. You just think immortal. Just like
defo. I was gutted, and then everyone started fucking pining about bloody, what do you call him?
David Bowie.
I
was never a fan.
No, I wasn't, and I was disgusting people left, right, and centre about it as well.
Just because
I wasn't into that shite.
It's like you don't want anyone to die, but like you're not that. You haven't been affected by it.
No, not at all.
I wasn't either, to be honest.
No,
I was Nick Menza.
Yeah, I seen on Facebook.
He was one of my all-time favourite drummers.
Really?
I used to air drum.
Did you?
His. Yeah. Pretending I wanted to be a drummer.
I had a go once drumming. It was when we first started Self Inflicted up. We didn't have a drummer,
right?
So I played the drums and sang once and once only. We did Welcome to the Dark Side, and by we finished, the hi-hat was just caved and crushed in because I just got carried away. I thought I couldn't afford to drum.
New skins every gig.
Skins, cymbals just fucking caved in. It wasn't even my kit, it was Jamie's kit. Like he just looked at us and shook his head, to be honest. I got off quite lightly, I'll be honest.
Sounds like it, yeah.
But these things happen.
That's when you realise
I'll just stick with singing. I was trying to do two things at once. I'm a fella at the end of the day. Like.
Have you heard of a band called Curb Grinder?
I've heard of them, but
they've got a black drummer who's also the singer.
Really?
If you look them up, they
check
write really good songs as well. I've seen them a couple
So he's
times.
the main singer?
Yeah, sometimes it depends on where they're playing. They have the drums at the front of the stage.
I was just going to say, is he at the front or is he at the back?
Sometimes I've seen him with other ones where he's not, because obviously there's just not the room. But
Aye.
I've seen a few ways. Yeah, he's at the front, like because they're only a three-piece, so it's at the drums, a bass, and a guitar player.
Aye.
So they two could fit either side of him easily.
Well, of course.
So we've got a wide enough stage. It looks awesome. As well. It's just different.
Jonathan would have done that with us if he could.
Oh, of course he would. He'd love to be at the front.
Where were we playing? Where was it? It was in Working. Was it the Vine Bar or something like that years ago?
Yeah, it's got quite a wide stage.
Yeah, well, when we were there, it was like in the corner.
With the drums in the corner.
Yeah.
Yeah, they used to do that.
But Jonathan wanted to be at the front. I thought it was hilarious, to be honest. There was space to do that, but we ended up persuading him to go where the drum should go.
Yeah, I remember that. It's the best option for the rest of the band is if the drummer goes on the corner. Yeah. They've extended it now, so it doesn't really matter. Yeah, they've made it a bit.
For a few
we played there last year sometime. It's really good. They've really sorted it out.
Yeah,
but I think it's closed. But it's reopened, but not as I don't think they're doing music there anymore.
Oh, did
which
they
is
not?
A shame because of the size of it. It was really good. So
we one venue I always wanted to play, New Halves Bootleggers.
Have you not played there? I thought you had.
Never played there.
Oh, that is amazing.
I love it. It's a class little venue. Like
next time we play there, we'll get you on.
If
you've got your shit together.
If I've found a fucking bass player, yeah, well, I'd be up for that. Like definitely.
No, it's brilliant.
It just seems a good little setup. Like everything, you know.
Yeah.
The whole thing is set up well.
You've been to watch gigs there?
I've seen you there.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
It reminds me of a bit of a smaller.
Amarettes were there. Was that the same gig?
No, that was a few weeks before. I was there as well. I think we went, I arranged to meet you there.
Oh yes,
I can't remember who was opening for them. The Amarettes.
Wasn't Knockout Kane? Was it? Or was that with you? Knockout Kane's played there. They played there a night. I've only been there twice.
I remember that.
Once to see them, once to see you.
Whenever Knockout Kane played, they just got added last minute. It was somebody else we went to see who they didn't have an opening act. And I remember I messaged them to say, because they were in Workington the night before, or somewhere out west. And I said, well, there's a gig here, and they're saying they've got no support act, so why are you coming through? Do you want to play there? They ended up doing it. But I can't remember who it was. It wasn't Massive Wagons or anyone like that.
No,
I don't know if it was like 13 Stars or someone, I can't remember.
I can't remember. I don't know. I can't remember.
But you're right, that venue is like...
it's
awesome. A bit like the Brickyard, but it's smaller Brickyard.
It's a smaller version.
But because of the way it's...
And you've got that balcony at the top as well, which is pretty awesome.
2 gigs we've played there, it's got to the point where there's people up on the balcony watching us while we're playing. It's like, I keep looking up, going, that's pretty cool.
I don't dare. The ball patch I'm starting to get on the back. I have to wear hats. I don't dazzle them off the lights.
Do a Brian Johnson, a flat cap.
I've got one, pal. Don't you worry. Dave Sanders made us buy one for the next time we do Thunderstruck. We've never done it since, so it's just collecting dust, actually.
Oh, it'll happen.
It will one day. It's the only reason we don't. It's my bloody fault. It's one of them. It's one of them songs where it sounds simple, but fuck me. Every time I come in out of time, every time without fail, every time we played that gig at the Brickyard when our first gig back. We done it there, and even if you watch that, there's a point. You can see where I start. I'm watching Jamie. Jamie mouths the lyrics in. And I must have practiced that song 100 times, and I could do it. If I listened to the CD, I knew exactly when I was coming. Live, could I fuck? It's like, nah, boys, we're going back to Back in Black. I know what I'm doing with that one. But I love playing that. Christ, I'm trying to think of that Metallica song we played once with Fyre Power.
Oh, yeah.
Jump in the Fire, wasn't it? Jump in the Fire.
That was it, yeah.
It's one and only time we ever played that.
That's
an awesome... I'd never heard of it before then. Well, I'm not massive... No. I mean, I quite like Metallica,
it's but... It's a classic.
Apparently so. Well, I've since bought the album.
It's a good song. No one plays that.
No.
Well, I remember you started playing it, I was like, are they playing what I think they're playing?
Shane Kirk to thank for that.
Yeah.
He loved that song, and to be honest, it worked really
well.
Work, it worked well for what
because that was you only did it the once, did you?
We only played it. It was at was it the Brickyard?
Yeah, and I remember thinking, overall, there was a couple of wobbly bits in it, but I remember thinking if that was the if you added it into your set, eventually, once you got it, you just nail that. But then you...
Well, I mean, I'm going to put the wobbliness down to that Shane was the only one who really knew it. Or Jed.
That's true, yeah.
Yeah,
Jed's kind of guitar player. It's like he knows, just learn anything.
Yeah, exactly. For me, it was I mean, I've got the world's worst memory, so I'm trying to think of the lyrics and fucking the timing of it.
We'll try playing on guitar at the same time.
I'll show you how that's done in about 10 years or so, mate. Mind you're getting a dab band yourself now, aren't you? Yeah?
Oh, I'm getting there. It's weird because some songs you think they're going to be really hard, and you try it, and it's like, oh, that was quite easy. Then other songs you think you're going to nail, and you're like, why can't I do this? Yeah. Why is it not working? It's weird. It's all about the pattern.
Song for me,
it's the pattern that you're playing. It's like that rubbing your tummy and patting your head sort of thing. It's like some things work and some things don't. It's weird. Well, just practice. It's just practice.
That's
you usually get there. I didn't want to be a singer.
Did you not?
No. I just wanted to be a guitar player.
So were you just temp?
But anybody I've ever played with, no one's wanted to sing.
Really?
You suggest it, and they're like, I'm not singing. I'm like,
that's kind of what I said.
I'll have to do it then, won't I?
I think that's what I said, to be honest. I'm not fucking singing. I'll play the drums.
Or someone suggested, why don't you you just plough on it as much as you can. We'll try and find a guitar player, or we'll try and find a singer. And so, all right, and then it just ends up staying.
Well, I'm glad it has.
But yeah, I've kind of grown into it. But I'd still like to get Martin to sing the odd song so I can just play guitar. The bass player. Oh. Yeah, no one remembers the bass player, do they?
What the fuck does that mean?
What's our producer saying? Oh, yeah.
Camera.
He wants the camera. Yeah. We better document this.
Well, camera moment.
Yeah, take a photo of it,
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Yeah, you want a still to go with it, don't you?
Yeah. That's very true. Yeah. I bought some sexy new Ray-Bans. I should put them on.
Otherwise, no one will believe it ever happened. Until
there's no one listening,
until it goes. Well, until it goes out.
Aye, well that's true. Okay, now
I was trying to signal all cool, like, but you just didn't take it whatsoever.
Well, his
I'm a proper
his conversation's so like enthralling. I couldn't take my eyes off him. You know, it's just hanging on every word.
And bear in mind, I'm literally from the fucking sticks. That to me,
It's like, what does that mean?
yes.
But no, try and take a picture of every episode.
Spot on. I think it's a brilliant thing. This, like, I think it's
Yeah,
nice.
just hopefully it'll just grow, because like we've got a list of people who we want to have on. And you just try and get like work your way up.
Obviously, you
through
must have been fucking scraping the barrel with
Oh,
me.
you were first choice. Anybody who can hold a conversation, you know, like, because it's like people who you get on with, but like you can't really talk to them.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
You try, but it just doesn't.
Aye.
It just never seems to go anywhere. Like they don't get you say something and they don't give you much back.
Yeah, like one
so
word.
you feel like you're carrying the conversation.
It's then a proper interview, then, isn't
but
it?
that's not much to record, though, is it? It's
no,
like
it's just shite. No, very true.
I find some people that some musicians and other bands, like you know them on Facebook and you talk to them, but then when you meet them in person, it's just there's nothing there. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly.
It's for some people, it's actually easier to talk to them online.
I was just going to say, there's folk I know, and I'll have the crack with online, and then I don't know, when I meet them, that's it. And it's not for me. It's not for the one to try in, because I'll talk the arse end off out. Like, sorry, pal.
But if you're facing me, you really want it facing you. If you know what I mean? There you go.
Sorry, pal. I should really know, shouldn't I?
No, it's just
how a mic works.
Comes out better on the final mix.
Right.
You're actually.
But no, there's a few folk I know. You'll be like, I will have a catch up, this, that, and the other. Then you meet up and you stand there, and you're like, hey, pal.
Yeah, the conversation lasts about 30 seconds. Yeah.
Well, I'll see you next month then. Then away you go.
Well, some people can't talk to you unless they're drunk.
Yeah, well, I get worse.
I
just started talking utter shite. You ask any of the folk I was out with at the weekend, Christ, on a bike. I says, we all went out for about 3:30 or something. It was folk we hadn't seen I'd maybe never seen for, Christ, 7-8 years or whatever. And some of them not so much, but I thought, 3:30. I thought, I'll go out 1 o'clock and just give myself plenty of time. I was smashed by everyone turning up. I was fucking off me rocker. It's the way it always was. So made for an interesting night, apart from the bloody 6-mile walk home.
6 miles?
6 mile.
There's no taxis, like?
Ulston, mate. Ulston.
Oh, God.
I never thought I could have phoned you, couldn't I?
You could have, eh?
It's 2:30 in the morning.
But
honestly, it's one of them things where we'll be fine.
6 miles?
6 miles. It's not bad for a fat bastard, eh? Yeah.
Jesus, you should be sober by the time you got home.
I was sober and fucking freezing.
Yeah.
It was brilliant, though. It was a good day and good night. So unfortunately, I never caught your gig.
I know.
I couldn't get through.
Right.
I literally couldn't get.
I was thinking of you. I was thinking,
what a bastard!
What was it? What you were at?
It was like it was a reunion thing we'd set up, and it had been set up for weeks and weeks and weeks.
Yeah.
And then obviously I got that message off you, and I thought, oh fuck's sake!
Who reunion of who?
Just fuck. We all used to go out together. Just a load of friends. We all used to go out drinking together before I fucking dabbled with rock music.
And they disappeared.
Well, it does. It happens, doesn't it? You know what I mean?
Life gets in the way, doesn't it?
Yeah, and it was just one of the things where I thought, fuck it, we'll managed to get together, get it sorted. Went out for somewhere to eat and a few drinks, and
this is the kind of thing you don't see certain people enough, do you?
No, exactly. But I mean, the beauty of it is, though, I mean, they were all folk I might not see often, but I'll have the crack with them as though I've spoke to them yesterday. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so,
yeah. I kind of feel like that's what we do, innit?
Well, it is.
We'll go a few months of not speaking to each other,
and then out of the blue.
We usually will see each other 2 or 3 times in a few weeks, won't we?
Yeah, that's what happens. Usually first thing. What the fuck's going on with Newcastle this season? Pal? You know, that's usually the first thing we say.
And then it's music.
And then music.
And then gigs.
And then gigs. And then back to music again.
Yeah.
And then just whatever.
That's
and if I'm not drinking, usually it's a sensible conversation.
Yeah, quite often.
Yeah. How did the gig go at Carlisle anyway? Did you enjoy it? You enjoyed it?
Absolutely.
It looked busy.
Rammed.
Really.
Yeah, it was really good. It's spot on, like. Big up to Triverse Massacre. Getting Bloodstock.
Brilliant, eh? Good stuff.
Yeah. I was as busy as I've ever seen Club Rock, like.
Wait, I just seen the pictures and I thought, fuck's sake, typical
absolutely ramadama-ding-donged.
Honestly.
Yeah, it was like from front to back.
Were they all like folk from the area or they come from all over?
They seemed to be. Well, obviously each band brought their own people.
Of course, aye.
But yeah, I always judge it, there was quite a lot of people there who I hadn't seen before. So I'm assuming that they were local people, but who we normally
just go and watch fucking cover bands and don't support the local scene, but then, look, we'll call it
something big's happening, I better show up.
Yeah, type.
That's another subject, isn't it?
Yeah, don't set me off.
No, we can talk about it. We can talk for hours. We can talk all night if we want.
Right.
That's the beauty of a podcast. You see, it's like.
But you know that is one thing that knocks me. You see these folk, they go to the. I know it's tribute bands and all that bollocks, and you see the crowd there, and you think, why the fuck do you not give some of these up and coming bands, some of these newer bands, a chance? You might quite like them instead of listening to some prat singing someone else's songs. You know what I mean? And I don't mean that in a bad way. I've got friends who play in covers bands.
Yeah, you certainly have, yeah.
But it's not my cup of tea, not at all.
I just wouldn't get as much enjoy. I would kind of enjoy it, but like when people come up to you and you're like getting loads of compliments and stuff,
that's it. There's no better.
It's not my music. I didn't write this
exactly,
so I don't feel I would deserve the
There's
praise.
no better feeling than people singing your lyrics back to you on the stage. I mean, that used to happen with Devil's Got Nothing on Me, and I fucking love
like
that.
Well,
it's ridiculous, but it's brilliant. It's And, Christ, you live for that, don't you? That's what I live for. You know what I mean?
I remember when we went to the first Whiz Fest we did in 2015.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like when Council of War, just and Oblivious as well. Just everyone knew the words. It's
Really?
just like you play in another country where you've never been before, and it's just like how
another country like at all. That's something I've never done and I'd like to do.
That was weird. That was kind of so as I was playing, it's making my hair stand on end. You know what I mean? It's just like wow.
It was rammed out that spot as well, wasn't it?
It was sold out. Yeah, it was like a big warehouse. I think it was like 600 people.
Really? I'd seen some pictures on Facebook and I was like, fuck me.
They know how to run their gigs over there, like in Belgium.
Really?
Yeah. It's just like precision. Like you get your passes when you get there. There was a TV crew down the back doing interviews before you went on stage, and you got all your correct credentials that you had to wear. And
did you?
It's mental.
Living the dream, pal.
Yeah, well, for a weekend in Belgium, it was amazing.
Well, that's something I'd love to do. I've never got a chance to do that really, but one day.
It's the same with you guys. Like they love the heavy metal out there. It's more popular out there than it is here.
I was going to say, I mean, a band like Fyre Power probably would have been.
You do really well over there, and also.
Maybe Self Inflicted as well, I don't know.
Yeah, people over there, it's kind of like it used to be here where more people want to go to their smaller venues to see the local bands.
Aye.
Whereas over here, you have to kind of twist people's arms.
It's hard work, isn't it? You need to get the casual fan who only comes out once a year and spends 80 quid to see AC/DC. Those kind of people who say that they're rock fans, but they only go and see the big bands at the big venues. They need to realise that there's some pretty awesome bands at their smaller venues. Of course, and I mean, at the end of the day,
they're not wired to think like that anymore.
But the thing is, I mean, if they don't bother their ass to come out, one day they'll just be fuck all to go and see.
Yeah, what happens when AC/DC, Iron Maiden, Metallica, when they're all gone? What they're going to do then?
Exactly.
It's like I don't think there'll be any bands that big anymore.
No.
Because the way they got famous doesn't exist anymore. I think the threshold of like the top bands will have to come down a bit.
It will.
Like just think.
I mean, to me, I would
10 years time. Who's going to be headlining Download and Bloodstock? So they're gonna if they're going to still be here, they're going to have to.
Yeah, we'll be relying on the likes of fucking Steel Panther, won't we? The piss take band.
Or Baby Metal.
I've actually seen them, but everyone tells me they're really good.
People, once they've seen them, people seem to get converted.
Do they?
I think it's just like a spectacle.
Yeah.
It's probably a good show.
It's like that bloody. Is it that robot band where they were all just fucking robots? Playing, but it's one of them.
Well, I can't imagine like Baby
fads.
Metal. If you bought a Baby Metal CD and you put it on, and you like without the live show, if you just listen to the music, I can't imagine you being like, "This is amazing."
Yeah, I know what you mean. And then I was thinking, in 50 years' time,
look back,
baby, fucking,
what the fuck was that?
Fucking granny metal.
Yeah, they're still going. Not like Zimmer frames. That's all the metal is the frame, the Zimmer frames.
Sitting with their fucking china in between songs.
But yeah, like 2026. I'd love to be able to fast forward and see who's going to be headlining like the big festivals.
Be relying on the likes of Metallica still, like you say.
I can't see them still going in 10 years.
Wait, how old are they now?
Like 60?
No.
I think they're 50. 50s. They're in their 50s.
Well, that's only 60s. Wait,
But, well, anyway, my point is, once they're gone.
Yeah, exactly.
So say 15 years. I can't maybe go in 15 years. No, but
it's a fact, though. I mean, who really is the...
If you look
way up there.
Do you think it's like all the bands who are like main support at those festivals now, is it just going to case that they're going to move up? But who are they? It's like how famous are the bands who made it after the internet? Like, not the ones before the internet, because it was easier then, wasn't it? Plus, because the internet not only has taken away album sales, it's also made there's so much more music, and people are just getting bombarded with music.
Yeah.
But they haven't got time to take it all in. So if you want to be noticed, you've got how do you stand out from the crowd?
How do you do something different? You know what I mean?
It's part of the reason why we decided to do this.
All right, aye.
Because it's
it's
just like you've got to do something, haven't you?
Of
You can't just do what everyone else is doing all the time, because
Well,
it's going to be so hard to get noticed.
Pissing in the wind.
Yeah, that's one way of putting it. Yeah.
Well, that's true enough. But I mean, I'm trying to think. Because for me, Blackstone Cherry, love them.
Yeah.
But they're a big band, but they're not.
They were that. I
They're not
remember that
up
last
there.
tour. They were doing like what size venues? They're doing like
Arenas.
academies. What they doing?
No,
arenas?
they're doing Wembley and what.
Yeah, that was
Airborne. And well, they've been again since then, haven't they?
Yeah, I remember that.
Shinedown?
Yeah. So how long have they been going?
Blackstone. Well, the first time I ever seen them was 2008. They were supporting Def Leppard and Whitesnake. I don't know how long they were going before then.
It'd be interesting to see.
But that's probably the last band that I've noticed that's actually worked its way up.
Yeah, like
Do you know,
old school kind of way.
Yeah, I mean, I love Airborne as well, but they seem to have just stopped at academy level, haven't they? You know,
I've not heard of them for a while.
No, I haven't actually. Well, they brought a new album. Was it last year the album come out? Last year they fished a new album out, didn't they?
Right. I know.
And they've gone quiet now.
I spent an afternoon going through their videos, and every single video at some point seemed to have them outside with a semicircle of amps.
Yeah.
Playing to loads of people.
Yeah,
that's it's that scene again. They just took it from that last video.
I think on the first album, I think they've done that for two of the singles. It's the same fucking. They've obviously just filmed a
different crowd.
Yeah, exactly. Aye. But no, there's not really coming. Nothing that springs to my mind anyway. I mean, there might be something in the thrash metal world, you know.
I don't think so. Well, it seems to be like it'll be forced upon us. Like a change will have to happen once the last of the dinosaur. I call them dinosaur bands.
Not
in a disrespectful way, just in terms of our age reference.
Exactly. Well, it's a fact, aye.
Plus, like I say, they became famous in the way that doesn't exist anymore.
The good old days
when you could just put an album out and
people would fucking buy it.
And when record labels took chances on bands,
exactly. Well, that's
put money into them.
Well, that
doesn't really happen anymore.
No.
What happens now is the record labels wait until all the band's done all the hard work themselves, built themselves up a fan base,
and then
because you have to do everything yourself now. And then they just scoop in and say, "All right, we'll have some of that.
We'll have a bit of that cheese. Thank you very much."
Yeah.
Aye.
That's the difference. Whereas before, you'd get A&R. You don't even have A&R people now. A record
really.
They would send someone to go to various gigs and check out bands. I mean, the big record labels might still do that, but only when a band's quite high up on their own.
Yeah, they're not gonna take
a
chance on small fry either.
Nah. But I wonder if a next big band still playing at like a pub or a club somewhere around here or somewhere in the country.
My band could be looking at them right now. Yeah,
I wouldn't go that far.
Give away yourself, man.
But it's just I think about that a lot. Like, where's it gonna go?
What? Yeah.
Because it's like. It's never happened before, so there's no one can predict how it's going to go.
Well, that's it. And I mean, how many bands as well do you see actually make the leap up to the academies and stuff, and then disappear again?
Yeah.
It's a big leap.
It's that last step.
You do it, and then there's no one there just to say, come on, we'll put some cash in
here.
We'll, and then they're back down to playing pubs and clubs and whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But just gonna fucking write a hit single, haven't you?
That's the thing that an album is on its way out as well. Like,
some
bands don't even do albums anymore. They just write a bunch of songs and put them out.
Def Leppard being one, actually, that new album they fetched out, they had no intentions of doing an album.
Oh, right.
They were only going to make an EP, but they accidentally ended up with an album's worth of music. So they thought, why not?
Yeah.
So who cares?
Yeah.
But like I say, I mean, it's not just that, it's money though. I mean, who can have? It's a lot of money to make an album, especially bands our kind of size. You've got to self-fund that.
Yeah, exactly.
Unless you do that. What was it that thing you do? Is it like a pledge thing?
Yeah.
Which
a lot of people are doing that now.
That's a good idea. It's a brilliant thing. And
lots of bands are doing it. Even some of the bigger bands have some kind of pledge camp. Not necessarily to fund their album, but like I don't know what. Like Megadeth had one. Can you remember what it was for?
Megadeth's?
Yeah. It wasn't to fund the album because the album was already announced.
It must be just for some
they just released an album.
It was when I don't know if it was out, but the album had been done, and they'd already announced what it was called and when it was coming out. but they still had a pledge campaign where you could.
Maybe he fancied a new car.
I don't know what they were.
Maybe. Didn't you read about this the other day and we were talking about it?
No, that was the Annihilators.
Oh, right, okay.
This
I remember
was-
that one.
this
You
was-
did mention Megadeth.
Yeah,
as
but
well.
That's
even
a
then I
band
couldn't-
I've never seen, and I would love to see.
Annihilator.
I actually own one of their albums.
Fuck it, have I got? Oh no, I was going to wear the T-shirt this morning.
Yeah.
Ugly, I just had an Ugly Kid Joe. But yeah, Annihilator are awesome.
Yeah.
They've they were just announced touring.
Yeah, in October, November.
Are they really?
Yeah.
Fancy it?
Yeah, I'm up for
They're
that.
doing Newcastle and Manchester, aren't they?
And Glasgow.
And Glasgow. So
So which one we're going to then?
Ooh, Manchester.
I'd like to go to Manchester. I think I'd go to
Manchester.
Newcastle as well.
Well,
But
Well, if I find out when it is, I'll sort myself out and get
I
down.
think it's the 2nd of November. I think it's a Wednesday.
Is it?
oh yeah, the ones we went to last time were in the middle of the week, weren't they?
Yes.
I'm up
we
for
got
that,
we
mate.
got to, we got to meet them last time.
Did you?
Yeah.
I think
You got-
Mr. Nico told me all about this.
Well, there's a
yeah.
picture
Sounds
there's a
it.
picture of me stood next to Jeff Waters because people say I look like him, and they did a face swap. I mean, we look exactly the same. Literally no difference.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I haven't seen. You'll have to show me that. I haven't
I
seen
will.
that.
I'll show you that. It's hilarious.
Christ, can that face swap thing? Someone did a face swap. I just don't. It doesn't work for me. Like, it just doesn't work.
No, you just haven't met the right person who's got the skills. Like you need to get
Like-
you need to get send a photo to Kev.
Yeah,
Kev is the master.
yeah. I've seen.
On his like when we're on tour, like he's on the bus and he's like, he's moving about on.
Aye.
And you're thinking, what's he trying to do there? Like, because you've got to like draw a fine line around the outside of the head,
Really?
and then swap it. And he'll be there for a while, then he'll just show you it and just go, that is amazing. How's he done that? It looks like he's got like he's done it at
Gifted
home on
man.
Pro Tool or on
Honestly,
Photoshop or something.
Wait, that one of Steve with who's he face swapped with the blonde hair?
Oh yeah,
Fucking brilliant. That's epic. That
is.
is. You have to get that up on this blog.
Did
thing.
you see the one of Martin, our bass player, with
the guy, and it just looks the same.
Yeah, literally. Like,
yeah,
no
I've seen
difference.
that. I couldn't work out which one was Martin the first time I
There you
looked.
go. That just shows
Yeah,
you.
honest. I was like, "Fucking hell! Is that his head, or is that you know what I mean?" It was just a.
Well, when this episode goes out, we'll have to put a link to that photo in the show notes.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely,
Yeah.
definitely.
These are the
all
things I was
photos.
talking about where you mentioned something and we're saying how hilarious it is, and people are going to listen to the podcast and go, "Well, I want to see it.
I
Where
don't-
is it?"
Yeah.
I want some of that.
I get that because when usually the podcast that I listen to, they have show notes where they have a link to it if they've been talking about
Oh,
something,
right,
so
right.
you can check it out yourself.
Awesome.
Or like the Joe Rogan one. This place hasn't got any internet, you see, so we could do live episodes where we could be broadcasting it as well.
Mm.
We might get to that eventually, but
Yeah.
like they have a
Probably safe not to do that with me.
they have
really.
a YouTube.
Not straight up.
They have another monitor with YouTube, so if they're talking
Oh,
about
right.
something, you can
Oh,
go
you could bring it up
and
and-
their producer pulls it up.
Yeah.
Like that's their famous saying. Pull that up, Brian. And he'll start pulling it up. Or
Does he really?
They'll mention. Or they'll mention something.
Aye, and then
they won't talk about it, but he'll just pull it up anyway.
Yeah, it'll just
on
be
the
there.
screen. Like,
Aye.
oh, there it is. Like that video today of that massive alligator walking across the golf course.
I haven't seen. Well, I've
Did you hear about it?
I've heard about it, and I've seen the thing on Facebook. I haven't watched it.
I have my doubts if it's real.
Really?
No one seems to have commented on this one. There's a lot of comments, but if you watch it,
Aye.
anyone listen to this? Look, it was on some kind of news channel. It just the way, if you look underneath it, the shadow that it's casting doesn't flow with the actual thing. It
You
like
have
it's
jump.
jump like it's not like if the
Yeah,
front
but
of
you'd
the
like to
alligator and the
think
front of
it's
the
real.
shadow, it
You'd
doesn't
like-
follow it.
Aye.
The shadow kind of like catches it
Got
up
you.
as if it's like just made
Just
me
a bit
feel little
ropey looking.
I wasn't
Yeah, but you'd like
sure.
to think it's real.
I wish
right?
it. I hope it is.
Well,
There's some guy with a camera 4 foot away from it, and the guy on the hand, the guy who's holding the camera filming it's going, get closer for reference or for perspective.
You know,
This guy's got like, it's like 4 foot away from the biggest
They're-
alligator. It looks like a dinosaur.
that guy deserves to be eaten.
Yeah, it does. Yeah,
It's like that.
It does.
Carry on with that with the gorilla. I mean, what's going on with that?
It's just crazy.
I mean, obviously, yeah, but I felt I was gutted for that gorilla. I actually was. I thought, well, if them fucking, if they can't keep their bear in control,
Oh, the one that had to kill in the zoo.
Aye.
Yeah, I don't know how you let your child fall in it.
yeah, wait, I didn't know.
I didn't read the full story. to be
No,
fair, so
I
don't
didn't.
want to comment too much on it.
No, I didn't. But
all
I
I
got
saw
the gist,
was
and
a
I
clip
just
of
thought,
it. It was just like holding it.
Yeah, it didn't.
It wasn't actually.
That was all I've seen.
But you
I've
know what
been
they're
saying-
like. It
but
could
I
have
was
killed
good
it at any
where
second. It just,
that is the thing.
it's
I
like
mean,
the lions.
What do you do? Like, what do you do?
I've seen people fall in the lions. I saw one guy. I think he did die eventually, but it was just like toying with him. Like
Really?
it knew
Just like
he had no
Well,
escape.
that's what cats do, isn't it?
Yeah, and it's just like messing with him, and then it just jacked him. It's
Just fuck
it's
you,
gone.
pal. That's it. Aye.
I find it difficult to watch videos like that.
Yeah,
you know, something terrible's going to happen.
Yeah, I do. Well, that's why I don't watch horror films as
Once
well.
well, I'm not so bothered about because I know they're not
Scream,
real.
I've watched Scream.
I know they're not real.
No, but I watched what's it called? Fucking hell. It's the one where they got to Australia, tourists, and they're going off into this spot, and they come back to the car won't start. Wolf Creek, I think it's called.
Never heard of it.
It's fucking honestly right. This guy comes to fix the car, gives them all some water because they've been they've been stuck all day in the desert. Next thing is they come round. He's towed the car back to where he lives in the middle of the outback. Starts stripping the engine a bit, and he just tortures them all to death. True story, and he's still at large.
Bloody hell. What? It's like a true story?
Yeah.
Wow.
He's still at large. One person escaped it when they went looking for him because it was such a vast fucking.
Yeah, couldn't find him. Wow.
Thought about starting somewhere up myself where I live.
But those viral videos that you see.
Yeah.
Once you've seen enough guy like falling off and breaking his leg or smashing his head,
I cannot watch stuff like that.
Or someone getting eaten alive by a lion, or like people put the link up and I go to click on it and I just go, I don't need to see another one of these videos.
No, not at all.
I've seen enough.
I do find the people jumping into the lake and it's solid ice quite funny.
Yeah. Have you seen the one where someone throws a shovel and it makes the beginning sound of "Smells Like Teen Spirit"?
No,
I've seen that one.
It goes ding a ding like that, and someone's like overdubbed "It Smells Like Teen Spirit" over the top.
I've never seen that.
So if anyone listens to this, go on YouTube that.
I'd have to check
I don't know how you'd find it, but it smells like Teen Spirit shovel.
Well, yeah, that's a good starting
It's
point.
it's just the way it hits.
To come up.
It does that.
It just scans.
Yeah, exactly. Someone must have thought. If I hadn't heard that, I probably would have watched that without that and not thought of that. But someone in the world always goes, "That sounds like Smells Like Teen Spirit," just straight away.
I'm onto something here.
Yeah, I'm going to make a video that has 40 million hit views.
Aye, fucking right. I've never seen. I'm going to look for that now. I'm going to have a deep one.
It's hilarious.
Aye.
But yeah, that one where that guy jumps on the frozen lake, thinking he's just going to crack through.
I had to laugh. Well, it's the stupid Superman pose he pulls first. You must have known that. You must have known that.
I was watching a Joe Rogan one recently where they were watching in the studio. They're watching the guy who does the base jumping off tops of buildings with no equipment.
Really? Oh, is that like
at the top of the skyscrapers where where you've got like the corner of one next to the corner of another, and he was just like walking around, and then he just like it was quite far, and he was just like jumping. But they were all watching it. He's like going, "Oh, I can't watch this. I can't." And I was watching it. I was going, "It makes me like I'm sweating."
Did he make it then?
Yeah, he's fine. He does it all the time. He's like he's like made a career out of it.
Well,
but he's like,
I don't think,
and it's like windy, and he's like walking, and he's like wobbling, and you just think. Just get down and I'll be happy.
Yeah.
Get off.
Yeah, we'll be cool. I tell you, going on about that, I tell you something that I used to laugh with. What was it? It was Extreme Einen. Did you ever see that? That was fucking brilliant.
Is that an actual thing?
Yeah. Have you never seen it before?
I've seen some of that.
They just go random places with an ironing board and an iron and fucking iron a t-shirt, like on the top of a mountain or something. It's ridiculous. Honestly, check
you need
it
to
out.
make a note of all of these things.
If I had a pen and paper,
no, but you can go back and listen to it.
It's quite. Oh, Christ. It's quite. I think it's quite old now, really, isn't it? But
I've never even heard of it. I'm gonna have to look that up.
I think it's about 2 years old. It's been and gone.
Oh yeah.
People started doing extreme this and extreme that.
This is one of those things where someone does it too extreme and kills himself.
Possibly, I don't know. To be honest, I lost interest.
Every craze like that, someone always takes it too far. It's like the planking
and the neck nominations.
Oh.
Do you know I got
That's
nominated twice?
Videos. Did you see that video?
No. Which one was
where
that?
a brother killed his sister because he was holding a. Those like wobbly washing baskets where you put loads of stuff in, like made of rubber.
Yeah.
Lifted but it was full of water, and he like lifted up to pull overhead, and it just slipped out of his hands, and it just.
That was the water. The water one.
Yeah, it just landed.
I didn't know.
It just landed on her head, and she just died instantly.
Poor.
And when I watched it, I didn't know that she died. I just thought it was like a fail, right. And I never seen it. Ill. I was just like, I wish I can't unsee that.
Yeah, that's horrible.
I was like, really bummed for the rest of the day. I was just like,
yeah.
I don't really want to do anything today. I'm just going to stay in and just.
Well, I couldn't understand. I couldn't understand what the fucking hell it was. I mean, the going on about was for charity, but how many folk actually?
It started. I did it. That was the only one I've ever done.
I actually
didn't. When it first started, because
I didn't do it. I actually just give money to charity.
Well, it was only because the person who nominated me sent me the right link
right,
to nominate.
To do it
So I
properly.
registered first, gave like 20 quid or something, and then I filmed it, and I said who I'd donate to.
Yeah,
You can
yeah.
donate to anything, but
Well, I got nominated. Well, I got nominated for that and the neck nomination thing, and both of them. I can't remember the neck nomination, but for the other one, I donated because the link come up. I donated, but I didn't bother my arse. I didn't fancy fucking chucking cold water out of my head. I'd rather just give the money. Yeah.
it was in the summer when I did it, so it was quite refreshing. Wouldn't have done it if it was going around the winter. I'd be like, I think I'll pass.
Oh,
I'll just donate. I won't do it.
There's the money. Fuck you. I'm off.
Yeah.
Nah, it wasn't my thing. Like.
Some people use it as an excuse to make a good video. I mean,
Yeah,
I just did mine to be part of the crowd, but when I did Sam's,
Oh, you were one of them, were you?
I was one of them. we got
Sam's on the digger, was it?
Yeah, Sam got his mate to fill his digger trough full of water and just poured that on him
Oh yeah,
out in the yard.
Oh no, I actually think I seen that one on Facebook.
Yeah,
So that
was a pretty good one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So you get
We did a
people to do
Dino More
cool
one as well,
ones.
actually.
Well, did you?
It was here. Steve just came out and he was like
Oh, was this
doing
the
his
drum-
drums around the room,
Yeah.
and then he went outside and we were all waiting for him. We just went as he came out the door. It was quite good.
I'll be honest, I never bothered my ass. I couldn't.
This-
I had nothing to hand other than a fucking bucket. And to be honest, I felt like you've seen all these videos. I thought, do you know, it's not going to be enough. Like,
Yeah.
do you know?
But I suppose the premise that doesn't all that really is if you've donated to charity, then that's all
Well,
that
that's the
matters.
main thing, isn't it?
So-
Yeah, exactly.
Lots of people saying I'm not going to do this ridiculous thing, but here's
Here you
20
go.
quid to charity. So
Exactly.
if
Exactly.
it raised some money, then I suppose.
Each to their own on that. Isn't it?
But like I say, there's always some idiots who take it too far and just like
With absolutely everything.
everything you do, someone's just like, let's take it one step further. Oh, let's take it one step further than that. Oh, he's dead.
Yeah. Fucking hell, how did that happen?
Yeah. Never would have guessed that would have
No.
happened. Like some of those like, planking. See that guy who planked and he was on a grill.
On a,
On his forehead. You know, like on Terminator when he throws that guy onto the grill. Your clothes, your boots,
What,
and
you
your
mean
motorcycle.
like a hot grill?
Yeah.
he actually planked
Yeah,
on a
he was
grill.
like
What
he had
the
his toes off the edge of it, lifting him up, and
Ah.
then he had his hands. But then he started to like move his hands to the side, so like you know when you do press ups with
Yeah,
the arms.
yeah.
Then he started to like lower himself down, and he was trying to see how long he could do it without any hands.
What a rivet.
But then I think it just burnt so much. He just like got stuck on it. He couldn't get off.
Well,
for
of
some reason.
course.
I was just thinking.
My belly would have been sizzling like fuck long before my forehead touched. Christ, no, that's not my cup of tea. Like, I'll stick to playing music. I think.
Yeah, I think I will. I just need to not watch videos like that anymore.
No, do you know? I'm big into me trials, off road and stuff.
You love your motorbikes,
I
don't you?
do it. I was brought up with that
Yeah.
trials riding and stuff, and I'm forever sharing shit like that. On
I've
Facebook.
noticed.
I know. I'm sorry, but I don't
It's
do it.
alright.
I don't do it for your benefit.
No, no.
I share it because I haven't got enough signal to watch it. So I share it, then I watch it later. Fuck you lot.
You share it so that you can remember to watch it.
That's what I do. That's why there's so much bollocks. I've got so much bollocks, and I'll apologise to everyone now whoever's friends with me on Facebook. That is why I do it. And
Yeah.
honestly, and
Well,
sometimes I'll delete it off.
It don't matter.
Sometimes I think it's
Some people are
my
going to like it, some people aren't. Like,
Yeah.
I'll usually skip past it, but then the next time you'll be posting something about a band or a song, I'll check that out because I like
Speaking
that.
of which, congratulations to Bulletproof Rose.
Oh yeah,
I just seen that on Facebook today.
yeah. I didn't see that one come in.
No, I didn't.
I saw them play last week in Grand Central.
Did you? Oh, I see on Facebook. But I haven't seen them play for ages.
Really
good band. Oh, they're an awesome
They've got
band.
so much better. They're only like
I remember when they first started.
early 20, like 1920.
Yeah, bands.
I couldn't even play.
For those that don't know, Bulletproof Rose have just been signed under Raz White Entertainment.
That's correct.
Yeah.
Well done there, Mr. Tech.
Cheers, Tech.
No bother.
Keeping us straight.
You may as well kind of mention that.
He's getting the facts right. We just talk shit. If we
Cheers.
miss anything out, he fills the gaps in.
You do the sensible stuff over there, do you?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Try to.
He tries to keep us slowly on the right track.
I think I've done quite well.
You have.
I've held back with the swearing. I've done bloody well.
You have.
So we won't talk about Newcastle United, and then
Nah.
and we'll be fine.
Yeah. We'll just try and keep it mainly music. See,
Anyway, what's going on with you guys? Anyway, what's happening with Dino More?
just gigs, festival season coming up.
I
How long have we been going for now?
have no idea.
That long.
Fucking
1 hour,
ages.
7 minutes.
Really?
Wow.
Time flies.
Just
eh?
felt like
You
20
can
minutes.
talk shit for a long time, can't we?
You're fucking right.
But no, just got Wildfire Festival coming up soon.
Aye.
Where that one? Think Tank with Municipal Waste.
Have you?
Yeah.
When's that?
Tuesday the 14th of June. Couple of weeks.
Might have a look over there then. Think Tank Newcastle, Think Tank.
Yeah.
I've never been there. What's
it's
that
going
venue
to be
like?
sold out. Oh,
I've never been to Think Tank.
Yeah, it's really good.
Grand Central and the Academy upstairs and whatnot.
It's really good. Yeah, it's would you class it as a small to medium venue?
Yeah, kind of.
You probably get 200 or 300 in there if it was
Possibly.
rammed. Yeah, but it's like got a stage in the corner that's on like a semicircle, but it's big enough. There's plenty of room.
Aye.
And the sound's pretty decent in there as well.
I've never been, and it's there's been so many bands I've wanted to go and see, but I've always it was either we were playing or we were away somewhere. Or I was doing something.
Yeah,
No,
it's tough. You can't go to everything, can you?
No.
So something on you want to go to, but you just can't.
I know. It tends to happen with me. I'm one of these people that go, yeah, I'll be there, and then I'll agree to something else on the same night because I can't fucking remember what I'm doing. I don't plan out, you see.
See, that's the thing with the internet. That's kind of you never would have that. You would never get that many invites to things, would you?
No,
unless you knew about it already, you're never going to find out about it. Now you just get invite this, invite that, into the point where you're like, I want to go, so I'll say I'm going. But I also want to go to that, and I also want to go to that.
That's what I do.
I might get to one of them. I might get to none of them.
I'm bad for that. Yeah, I have actually made it to all three things once in one day. It was kind of like, hello, show me face. I think I went to see I can't remember who it was now. It was a band playing somewhere. They were first on, so it was early doors.
Right.
So I seen them and the next band on. Then I was in Newcastle, was it? The Great Bull? It was in Newcastle somewhere. I ended up in Carlisle for the night anyway. So that was my third gig of the day, but that's only ever happened once. I was fucked. So never again. But
yeah,
it's
good. It is a good venue.
Yeah, I've never. Like I say, I've never been. I'm trying to think. Where was it? The Clooney. I've played in the Clooney once. It was funny. It was for like a battle of the bands thing, but one of them ones that rob you.
Or you have to sort of pay to register.
Yeah,
and
it was one of these fucking jobbies. Oh, and if you win, you played the O2 in London. You played in the bloody cafe or something out in front. You played
the O2 cafe.
You played to the crowd standing outside waiting to see a real band or something. But I think that's what it was.
Yeah.
But it was like the first time you had to bring, you brought your fans along with you or whatever, people come see you. And you had to charge them like £6 a ticket. Then you get through there. And then the next round it was £7 a ticket. And then they kept putting it up £1. And I just think that's just morally wrong.
Sounds like...
It was just robbing. All they were doing was just trying to rob bands.
We did that.
Base.
Was it the Soundwave music competition?
I think so. Newcastle.
Yeah.
I
remember
well, it had the different counties. We were in the Newcastle one.
Yeah, we were in the Newcastle one.
We
got to the final and we played on the main stage, the O2 Academy.
Did you?
Yeah.
We didn't.
Oh.
Well, I'll tell you why we didn't.
I thought that was going to be the
no,
story.
No, I'll tell you why we didn't. We didn't turn up. We didn't bother.
Oh.
We were phoned up and says, I'm not coming. He wanted £9 a ticket and he was pissed off because I didn't sell many tickets. I refused to sell tickets to people for £8 a go to see us play 3 songs, I think it was, or 4 songs.
That's true.
And bearing in mind where we're from, getting our fan base over there, it costs a fucking fortune. And I just thought, you know what? We're robbing our own fans. That's what I felt. It felt morally wrong for me, so I couldn't
feel like that. But once we got to the final, it was like, well, we're playing. It's the chance to play the main stage of the O2 Academy, so it was like, we just did it. We managed to sell just enough tickets to make it worth everyone's while.
He papped with us the last time because I come back and give it. We'd split the tickets between us all, and I come back and give all 5. Oh, why didn't you sell them? I says because it's too expensive. Well, but it's for this, that, and the other. I says, I don't give a fuck. Yeah. I'm not. I couldn't justify doing it, and we played. We got through again, and we never. That was it. But the first round, that your different genres there.
Yeah.
Self Inflicted.
It's quite varied, wasn't it?
Yeah. Well, we were in the rock section. Self Inflicted. You know what we sound like.
Yeah.
Very AC/DC, I suppose. Playing with a load of bloody indie bands and fucking shite. And I had to laugh. I mean, we'd rehearsed for that. We wanted to put on a proper performance, even if it was just for 3 or 4 songs. The guy before us, he made it easy for us, really. He turns up with his fucking phone, just sat and read the lyrics off his phone like that and sang them. You can't make that shit up, like.
Oh, people are paying to see that.
Aye. I just went away. I just said, I would like to say well done, but I don't feel I can. Sorry, pal. You know, fucking hell. You know, everyone forgets words. Just make the buggers up if you have to.
Yeah.
You don't do that. It was unprofessional.
I remember a band. They were in Carlisle, and the singer always had to. But he had some sort of condition where he couldn't. He couldn't remember things. Yeah, he always had to stuff written down. He had to have the lyrics in front of him. But when he was singing, he was quite good. But he actually had a proper medical condition.
But you can accept that's different.
Yeah.
This is just some guy who couldn't be asked to learn
lazy.
any lyrics. Yeah, of course. And you know, you couldn't understand him anyway because he's reading, so he's just fucking mumbling. You're like, wait, what the fuck? I felt sorry for the rest of the band, but then I thought, well, no, it's your own fault for fucking letting him.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
I'm getting carried away here.
But we entered that competition just as a bit of a, because it was when we just started, so we were just like, it's just a bit of an experience. We did learn a lot from it, mainly what not to do.
Yeah, well, we'd been playing a little while by that point, so when we done it,
right, yeah. But you probably didn't know what you were getting into.
No, well, we'd never done it before, and it looked a good idea, it looked a good setup, and it started well, and we enjoyed the first round, and then when the ticket prices went up, I just thought, if then we got through, then the third time I thought, I felt awful.
Yeah, you'd rather put on your own show and just have people pay to see
that's
you
what
do a proper full.
We did. We went up in Ulster and had a piss up in the top pub. It was just a little pub. We set up and we played there for about, I tell you what, it was for 3 hours nearly.
Nice.
We played the full set, and I think we played it again. But back then, Self Inflicted, we had we used to write songs for fun, like.
Yeah,
but we in the early days we would write them and play them. It wasn't kind of looking back, you think that was a bit shit, that song. But
it's just a laugh, isn't it?
Well, that's what it started out as, That's what it was.
That's all it ever was. As well.
Yeah. We mainly ACD. I'm trying to think. We did some ACDC. We did a Thunder song. Jamie, I was fucking dreadful at it. Jamie says otherwise, but no, I knew I was out of tune. It's not my style. Like,
that's when you need monitors as well.
Well, yeah. Well, it wasn't in my range.
Tell how out of tune you are.
It wasn't even in my range, like.
Oh right. Oh, well.
But we did that. What did we do? We did Thunder. Need Def Leppard, obviously. It was mainly AC/DC and Thunder, I think, and a couple of Airborne songs. I don't think I ever variated from that until we did Jump in the Fire, and we did that Steel Panther song, didn't we?
Have you ever wanted to do any Def Leppard? Or could you do that? Is that in your range?
Yeah, I don't know. Have a gun. I'd have a go.
Do you think the rest of your band would be up for that?
George Amy would be. He's a massive 80s fan. I think they would. I actually think they would, because that band, we've always had that band to us. It's a bit of fun. It's a bit of fun that we take seriously. But I always felt like, no, that's not what we don't feel like we should stick to the one genre. We'll do. If we want to do that, we'll do that. See what it sounds like.
Yeah.
Hence why I've had a big go at this ballad, for a bit, But I don't know.
You always got to try push yourself and do different things, haven't you?
Yeah, we did pour some sugar in me in a rehearsal once. It was quite funny. Wasn't quite as sexy as they do it, like, but, but it was canny anyway. I enjoyed it.
Ah, cool. But covers are. I do like doing covers when you're doing the longer sets.
Yeah. It gives you a bit of a break.
Sometimes when you see bands and like they only play half an hour, but they play 3 covers.
No, that was
fair enough if they're new and they haven't got
the back catalogue.
I don't like when bands start with a cover. I've seen that a few times.
Wait, no.
I don't like. You should maybe end with a cover if you've been for a long time.
We always had we with Self Inflicted. We always had a cover second last. Because All Hail Rock was kind of our anthem, we always ended with that. But the song before, if we did a cover, would tend to be something DC orientated, Back in Black, Highway Hell, or something. And that would be the second to last song, get you going. And then All Hail Rock was kind of one of them sort of songs as well, you see.
Yeah.
But
we used to have a rule that we wouldn't play any covers if we were playing half an hour or less. It just depends how much material you've got. Now it's like 40. If we're playing anything less than 40, 45 minutes, we don't play any covers. But if we're playing like an hour or an hour and a quarter, we'll throw 2 or 3 in.
Yeah.
Especially if you know you're going to get to the end point, and then you're probably going to have at least a few more extra at the end. So if you say you want some more.
We always tended to chuck one cover in if we played for half an hour.
Because there's been a few times when we've got to the point where people play one more song, we're like, oh shit, we forgot to prepare one more song.
Yeah, we've done that before. We've had to play. Well, we did. Can't remember where it was. It was Domfest, they called it, you know.
The
birthday. Dom.
Chaos and Kirkbampton.
That's him. We ended up playing, I think we ended up playing a couple of songs again, sort of thing. It was one of them sort of nights. I tell you what, it was one of the best gigs I think I've ever played.
A few people said it was like, obviously it wasn't like a professional setup, but it was just so much fun.
Yeah, it was. It was a lot of fun. It wasn't just your one genre. We were the softest fucking band there, I would think.
Oh, yeah?
I would have thought so,
Hell.
from what I've seen. But there was all kinds. You know, with Triverse Massacre there. They were
Were
brilliant.
they?
Aye.
I didn't even know. Was No Thrills there, the punk band?
Yeah, well, there was loads of punk bands.
Ah, right, yeah, because it was quite a varied...
it was brilliant.
It was eclectic.
It was something I wouldn't have... I thought, be a good laugh anyway, but,
Yeah.
I knew I was going to enjoy it either way, but I was gobsmacked, actually.
So must have had a fairly decent sound setup then, even though it was just in someone's back garden,
It was just someone's back garden. No, it was a good PA system.
But they got like
it was in a big
instead of
tent.
marquee
It
type
was in
thing.
like a big tenty thing.
Ah, cool. Yeah, it
It's
did
the
look
first
like a
time
laugh,
I've ever been handed a dildo while playing the set.
What for?
I have no
what
fucking
do they want you
idea.
to do with
I
it?
just popped it in my top pocket.
You're like, I'll smoke that later.
Yeah, that'll come in handy for some poor woman later. But no, it was an awesome night. I really enjoyed it, and it was just like I say, a good laugh.
Yeah.
And to be honest, no, just before that, I've started getting into me punk music a little bit more.
Yeah, I don't mind a bit of punk, yeah.
Well, I was never genned up on it really till relatively recently. I've got a friend, a friend in Haltwhistle, drums in. He drummed for the Lurkers for a little while, and he's got a couple of punk bands, Hi-Fi Spitfires and Loaded 44, and they're awesome, brilliant. And but it's not over the top. It's not heavy. It's melodic. It's It's brilliant. It's something. It hooked me anyway, and I've started kind of opening my ears a bit more to it because I was once, I'm into me 80s Def Leppard, that's it, nothing else will do.
Yeah, no, I used to be a bit like that as well.
Yeah, now I'll even listen to Megadeth now.
Wow.
I can't remember the album I bought when I was with you now when we went shopping. Remember?
Was it Countdown to Extinction?
I can't
Or Rust in Peace?
Might have been Rest in Peace actually.
Or Euthanasia? Or was it a new one?
No, it wasn't a new one. You said...
What was on the cover?
I can't fucking remember. I've never looked at it since.
Oh yeah, I forgot never.
I've played it.
We had a nice romantic day shopping once.
We did.
Months ago.
He's
just random.
He enlightened me to... What did I get that day? I bought
Did you
that.
get some-
I bought Megadeth. I got...
I can't remember now. Oh, you got Justice.
Yeah,
Justice for All.
that's right. I had to have something metallic oriented.
Well, you hadn't heard it.
How could you not have heard of Justice for All?
No, well, I didn't.
Exactly.
No,
Best Metallica album.
I didn't own it.
that's
Is what
a
I
bit-
didn't. Is I didn't own it. I'd heard
Oh, right.
some bits and bobs, but I'm not a massive Metallica fan. Like, what else did I buy? I can't remember. Something that you probably hated.
I don't.
I bought a Motorhead album as well. Did I buy the new Motorhead album?
Yes, I think you did.
Oh, you took a picture. Took a picture, did you?
I did, but that was a long time ago.
Yeah, it was.
Um,
I take pictures of nothing. Do you know? I went on holiday, and I bet I took 10 photographs all holiday.
And you find a lot of people on holiday will take photos of the food.
Yeah.
Not of, like great views and mountains.
I
and
took
the
a picture
sea
of
and
me
the
JD
beach.
and Coke. That was one of the 10.
Yeah, that counts.
Yeah. And a picture of a guy surfing with a terrier standing on it. I couldn't believe it. Honestly, I couldn't believe it. It enlightened me. Do you know that's something that over there I found hard to find? Rock music.
all right.
Nout. It's all dance.
It's very touristy though, is it? It's a touristy place, like the bars and that.
So what?
No,
You'd think there'd be a rock
Yeah,
bar.
you
you
would
know?
think so,
There was
yeah.
Irish bars, and that they were good, but there was no rock bars. No.
Huh.
And the lass I went to see, she's not really into that at all. So
Did she come to one of our gigs once?
she came to your gig. Was it your gig?
I can't remember.
Yes, she did once. It was way too heavy for her.
God,
Bless
it's
her.
way too heavy for her. You should have seen some of the other bands that were on there.
I told her you were the soft band of the night,
Bloody hell. At least.
but she enjoyed the Amorettes.
Oh well. Yeah.
I took her to see that. Was it a weekender?
That was Rockmantic then. It was Rockmantic
Maybe,
last year.
yeah. I
Yeah, it
was
was.
going to the gig anyway, and I got a message of, what am I doing? And you think, well, I know you're not into this, so if she asked if she could come, and I says, well, yeah, you can come, but I'm stopping till the end. 'Cause
Yeah.
I know what women are like.
Yeah.
They're like, I'm bored, I want to go home. And to
Yeah.
be honest, she loved it. She absolutely
Yeah.
loved it. And I got her I think I bought, was it their EP or an album out at the time? I bought it.
Game On.
Yeah, I bought that and
I like them.
got it signed, and she got a picture with him, so she was over the moon.
Is that the one where they ended up playing on? The two of them got on top of the
I think so.
the doorway
on the top.
playing.
Yeah, I've looked at it many a time, and I thought I'll put me back out to get up there.
You're like, I might get up, but I'd never get back down.
Will that hold me?
Apparently, yeah. Someone did say to me that the venue people weren't too happy with them because they didn't tell them they were going to do that, and it's not reinforced up there.
Is it not really?
Nah.
But they're not.
That would have been some photo, wouldn't it?
Aye, but
all right,
they're not heavyweights.
Double
Are they?
leg break.
But they're not big lasses, so they'll have been alright.
Yeah,
I think someone like me would be testing the foundations a bit. I would have thought. I remember. Did we play? Was it Christmas? We played with you a lot. Remember one Christmas? It was like I think it was the last time Fyre Power played there.
Couple of years ago. Yeah, I remember that. That was a good one.
Everybody could come on the stage that night. And I could feel that. I did not like that.
Feel it moving.
Oh, we did a beefed up version of Slade, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, Merry
Christmas, everyone. Aye, fucking hell. And it was one of them ones where you could just keep it going, and Scotch and Jonathan just kept playing. I was like, please stop. Please stop. I'm standing on the side. The stage is just going, and I'm like, oh, for fuck's sake. Like, I had visions of us going through, like.
Yeah.
But it didn't happen, luckily.
It was a good night, that.
Enjoyed it, but I don't know. I can't remember if I would end up getting pissed that night or not. I can't.
Probably.
Remember. Yeah. Aye.
But so I take it you haven't got any gigs booked then because you haven't got your lineup.
No, not as far. Not as that. Well, not that I can remember. I'd have to speak to the rest of them.
But you're not the person to ask.
No, because of me throw, it was kind of like I took a step back myself, basically.
Yeah.
Until recently, so I'm hoping we can get back going again now in very near future. See what my voice is like. I'll meet up with Jamie and we'll have what I'll do is I'll try with some of the recordings we've got. I'll try and put the vocals down on that, and I'll get a good indicator of that, how far off I'm going to be, or But to be honest, I've been screeching along AC/DC in the car. And it's old now. It's a bit wobbly. It's not there, but
like
it's
a muscle, isn't it? Once you get it warmed up, it'll be back in shape.
Firing on all cylinders.
So, what's your Facebook page?
Self Inflicted.
Yeah, is it just Self Inflicted?
Just Self Inflicted. Aye. Or Fyre Power is the other one, but that's a bit quiet at the moment. That one.
Are you on Twitter?
I don't actually know. I don't do Twitter. I think we have a Twitter account, but I don't do Twitter. I'm on the Facebook one. That's the one that we tend to use.
Yeah.
Twitter. Yeah. And I tell you what, we're doing it to set up as an Instagram one. We've never actually done that. Have you got one?
Yeah, ours is really popular actually. It seems to be because it's just for pictures. So if you get a cool picture,
but you can do videos on it as well.
Yeah, we've never done that actually. Never done the videos.
I'm gonna start an Instagram page because I've got that for myself, and I don't use it as often as I'd like, but when I do, I really love it. I prefer it.
Yeah,
do you know what I
cool.
mean?
If you get your good pictures, especially now the cameras that you get on phones are really good, and the filters that you can put on and stuff.
Well, that's it. Make yourself look pretty and all that bollocks.
Yeah.
Face swap.
Never ending fun.
This
face swap.
Fuck, it made me laugh. Honest, you have to get that picture up.
We'll
we will.
Have to hunt that out.
The worst thing is because I know you send like my face across to Kev and say, "Go on, do your worst." Oh. And the thing is, he'll sit in the corner of the van playing on his phone, and he'll just all of a sudden go.
Yeah, you know what he's doing. But some of them are just like
ridiculous.
You just we look at them every time we go back. Well, every time there's the next couple of gigs, we go back out in the van. It's like you just start sharing around and it's like howling again. It's like you forget about them.
But it's just because you want to look at the classic ones again.
Well, they're sometimes the best ones, aren't they? Though you know what I mean.
Some of our face swaps are like. It's just like some of them are funny, some of them they're so horrible that makes them hilarious.
Yeah.
We've had some. Kev I don't know. He just seemed to have acquired this knack to swap photos. It's like he's calling. I know he's a good guitar player.
If he wasn't a guitar player, that would be his job.
I can't find them now, but I'll show you some later.
I'll have to have a dig later when we've all finished and whatever we're doing. What are we going to do later? Are we going to a pub or what are we?
We can do.
We might as well. I've come all this bloody way.
Yeah.
there's a spot up at our spot where I live. The village hall there. You know,
Ulston Village.
No, not in Ulston. That way you've played the Ulston.
That was good. That one.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's in Slaggyford, Narsdale.
That one we did in Ulston was hilarious. That's the only gig we've ever done where 30 seconds before we're about to go on, they're like, we're just going to do a raffle.
Yeah,
Where they're like ready to fucking
just holding the
intro
massive
music's just about to play.
Holding rock pose number 4, just waiting to drop it. Like, it was a random night.
Number 248. You've won some chocolates.
Where
they're like,
Stephen, you've won a female product makeup pack. Or whatever.
And then we go out and everyone's like,
what was
the hell?
That was for the festival they had there, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was like a warm-up thing for the festival.
You went down well.
Yeah, that's the only gig I've ever seen.
I've never seen old people jiving.
We were playing like, because at the time our songs for Elected Evil were brand new. So
yeah,
we were playing like Soul Destroyer.
And there was like a 65-year-old on there just jiving away, giving it the tango or something.
But we had like people were dancing.
It
was
it was brilliant.
This is not supposed to happen,
but it was awesome.
Yeah, it was really good.
It was awesome. The thing is, you were put on as well. You were the last band on, which was the right thing to do, wasn't it? Really, you were easily the heaviest band there.
Yeah, I'd say
so. Everyone was ready for a bit of metal, really.
Yeah,
even the old codgers. You know what I mean?
They were getting up. They were going for it.
Fucking they were showing us a lot up.
Yeah, they were.
Father does that. Like my father does. He gives us a hard time. Whenever I go anywhere, you're not bloody dancing for fucking back in my day. I'll give him his due. He can move like he can. But it's usually a bit rock and roll, like a bit Elvis or something like that. Or Johnny and the Rockos. That was his thing. Johnny and the Rockos. You know, they're a band now that you don't see at all around here.
They're still alive, are they?
They're hanging in.
Wow.
But yet in Argentina, they're still massive. South America.
It's weird that some bands.
Yeah. Well, the Lurkers. They're like one of the original punk bands from the country. And, you know, I mean, to be honest, they pull a good crowd here, but they're huge in South America by all accounts. From what I've been told, they're really popular over there.
It's weird that some bands, like, they can't do shit in Europe, but like, they go to Japan and they sell out like quite a big venue. It's weird that.
It'd be weird, though, because I can imagine them not the type to cheer, they'd be the type to just clap.
Yeah, they do that.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, they do. They're almost too respectful. Like they did that at the UFC when the UFC first started going out there. They were like, when the fight was going on, even though like there's like a brutal knockout or something, they're all there just like silent. But then when they announce the winner, then they all start clapping, not cheering, but just clapping. It's like I remember Joe Rogan saying like the atmosphere was a bit weird. It was like it just didn't feel there was no like energy. It was no like they were loving it.
It's just that's the
way
they sold
loads of merchandise and it was all sold out and everything and they were loving it, but they just don't show it in the same way. Like
they're very formal over there.
Yeah.
In fact, like Japanese kids at school, the first thing they're taught before like sums and numbers and words is etiquette and manners.
Yeah. They should bring that back here, really.
Yeah, we should.
Should have drilled into them from day one.
That's it. I mean, how often now? I mean, I'm young. I'm 29 now, just hanging into the 20s by the skin of my teeth. But you know, even then, and I see myself now going, "Fucking hell, what an ignorant young little bastard!" You know, if I'd done that, even just 15 years ago, you'd have clipped in the bloody love.
Yeah. It's totally different.
I'm gonna blame it on this fucking modern shit music that they listen to. That's what I'm.
Warp their mind.
Nah, that's it. Kanye Pest and all that. And the likes, you know.
That's a good one. I have to remember that one.
Kanye Pest.
He's a bit out there, isn't he?
You can have that.
What a guy.
I don't know. He's a talentless freak.
But the only thing he's good at is PR.
Oh, yeah, I'll give him his due. Yeah, he knows what he's doing. He knows who to marry and stuff like that, doesn't he?
Yeah. He knows which cover songs to butcher to make him the famous person in the world.
It was actually dreadful, wasn't it?
I don't think I've seen the video, actually.
I didn't. I watched about the first 10 seconds of it.
But I wouldn't. Okay. Not really.
Is this going back to what we were talking about earlier, those videos that just make you feel a bit empty inside?
Yeah.
Those are just as bad.
I'm not going to bother watching
Freddie
it.
would have turned in his grave.
Yeah, it's the kind of thing where I'm like, I can't unsee it, so I don't want to see it in the first place.
I tell you actually on about that different music. If you ever get a chance, Lemmy did an album called with a
solo
band.
Album?
Yeah, with a band called The Head Cat.
Right.
It's fantastic. It's like rockabilly stuff.
All right.
Oh, it's brilliant. I've got some on my phone. If it'll work, I'll play it later.
I'll get it on Spotify.
Aye. Honestly, it's nothing. It's nothing like Motorhead. But I fucking love it. It just covers as well.
Cool.
But it just caught my mind there when we went about that. Honestly, that is another thing you've got. Another thing he left for us. Like, awesome.
I'll have to check that out. That sounds good.
I listened to it most. I listened to it most nights actually when I was on holiday.
Ah, cool.
It's proper rockabilly, 12-bar blues, shuffling bollocks.
Yeah.
But I love I was brought up with that. That's what I was.
So
brought up
outside of like rock and metal, what are some of the stuff that people might not expect you to listen to?
Me. I don't know if I should say it. Do you know what? This is going to sound...
I don't believe in this guilty pleasures bullshit. If you like it, you like it. You shouldn't feel guilty about it.
I listen to a lot of rock and roll stuff, like Buddy Holly, Richie Valens, stuff like that.
Yeah.
But up modern stuff, well, it's not modern now. I liked Taylor Swift's country album before she turned into the fucking pop star.
I remember someone else. I remember reading about that.
I actually quite liked that.
I think that's what she was meant to do. I think that's what she started out as.
And she just.
But once
the
mainstream got their thing hooked into it,
and then they just fucking spoiled it.
I'm
trying to think of another soft or something different that I've bought of recent. Cause albums wise, I'm trying to think. I bought my mother that Michael Bublé one once. I listened to that for a little while, but I did not like it. I decided that was fucking shit. But it took us a few attempts to not like it. I bought a Hugh Laurie did a blues album once a few years ago.
All right.
That was actually quite good. Lenny Henry's doing one as well. That was in classic rock.
Lenny Henry.
Lenny Henry.
The comedian Lenny Henry.
The comedian.
The Premier Inn guy.
The Premier Inn guy.
Everything's Premier but the price.
Aye. It's not even that good. Let's just not go down there. We ended up having a fucking massive pizza fight, I think, last time. Was it? No, it wasn't a Premier Inn we stopped in. I think
the Travelodge.
No, it used to be a Travelodge, and then some dudes just took it over, and it was like a tenner a night. When we were down recording the EP down at Doncaster.
Oh, right, yeah.
Fucking hell. And we ended up having a pizza fight then, and somehow Jed managed to get a lump of pizza just to stick nicely. Stayed there for ages.
We went back 4 years later, it's still there.
I crusted on.
Does anyone clean those rooms?
Or it was just like an outline.
Oh, it wasn't a good. It wasn't. The thing at the end of the day, we went there. It was a budget. It was all about saving as much money as we could. So that's why we stopped there.
Yeah.
It was literally like £13 a night.
So you get what you pay for.
You get honestly, yeah. The mattress was just fucking non-existent.
In a funny colour.
But to be honest, I spent every day sleeping in the actual recording studio anyway, because I thought I could snore. But fuck me, Jonathan, what a man.
I suppose once his drums are done, he's got bugger all to do.
He's a hero when it comes to snoring. He's a hero. And I was sharing a room with Jonathan, and honestly, all night, it was constant. It was persistent. So they do all that. Then we get to the recording studio, and I would sleep through everyone making a racket there, fine. It was hellish. But aye.
But the studio's good though, isn't it? That
that's awesome.
Access.
What a sound
really
he gets.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Who was he had there? He's had Black Spiders go there. Terrorvision did an album there as well, didn't they?
Yeah.
And some pop star, didn't she have a 90s hit or something, and he'd recorded it or something stupid?
Something like that.
Yeah, I'd have to ask him. I'm sure it was something out there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's awesome.
There's one other thing I was going to ask you before we wrap it up. What was the bands that got you into rock and metal before you were into rock and metal?
Before it was Def Leppard. Was the very first band I had ever heard.
How did you hear it first?
I'm trying to think. I heard it when I was a kid in someone's car. I can't think if it was a family friend or an auntie. I was only Ben.
Right.
And because all I had really going on, if it wasn't Elvis or something, it was fucking Spice Girls. And I just heard it was the Pyromania album.
Yeah,
I think it was Rock of Ages. I heard, and that I don't know. I just loved it, instantly loved it, and I never heard it again. I never heard much. I'd heard it, loved it, and never really had nothing to do with it again.
Followed it up.
No, and then a friend of mine, I went to school with, Marc. He's a Def Leppard nut. I mean, I know a lot about Def Leppard.
He's like a walking encyclopedia.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. And I was in his car. He used to play. He used to have this stereo album going. And ended up going to see them live eventually with Whitesnake and Blackstone Cherry. And I met, that's how I ended. And that just got me going.
Yeah.
And then after that, AC/DC. Well, AC/DC I'd heard of anyway. My father I think he had Highway to Hell, that album, but I liked it, but I was still a band, so I wasn't. Well, he never played it much, and I don't know. I just evolved from there, really. And
at some point, you kind of choose a direction, don't you?
Yeah.
Because before, I liked any heavy music. I just used to I didn't have a particular taste of music. I just used to like whatever was in the charts.
Was on.
I remember recording the chart countdown, and like picking out my favorite songs that I liked, which was getting less and less.
Yeah.
But at the same time, people my friends were getting to like Metallica and Machine Head and AC/DC and some of the heavier bands.
Limp Bizkit was another early one.
Bloody hell, there's a blast from the past.
Aye, Limp Bizkit.
I went through a Limp Bizkit phase.
Well, do you know what got me onto them was the bus company, Wrights Brothers.
Yeah.
Did a tour, and they were the bus, and they had a load of demos before Limp Bizkit were big. Tapes, not CDs.
Yeah.
The younger ones just won't have a fucking.
What are these tapes you speak of?
Plastic things that you just slip in. But anyway.
You have to. I had a Walkman where you had to like turn the tape. If you want to rewind, you had to turn the tape over, fast forward it to rewind the other side. Sounds ridiculous.
But it is. But I still have it. This Limp Bizkit EP.
Oh wow! I'll have to check that out sometime.
If I can find it, it's somewhere
on cassette.
On cassette. If I can find it,
wow.
You can have a listen. Like
someone was sitting there making a bit of a comeback.
Cassettes. Yeah, cassettes are. Yeah. Really? Why?
I don't know.
Who wants them?
Don't know, because they're like
records
they're really perishable, aren't they?
Cassettes were shit.
When it would just suddenly start coming out of you. It would just start eating it up.
Always,
it was like the worst thing. Like, oh my god!
Or randomly, if you'd got like a ripple or something in it, and there'd be like someone, or
it would get caught and it would start going really slow, or it would sound like a go underwater.
That was the good old days. The good old days, eh? But
it's weird because that's like CDs came out and then took over that, but vinyl's made a comeback, but it seems to be more of a solid comeback. Like there'll always be some kind of vinyl, won't there?
Definitely. Well, a lot of bands are doing it now.
I've recently just got a turntable, but I haven't got any records to play in it. But I'm going to start going back and getting some of my favourite albums on vinyl.
Well, I've got a record player at home. It's a lot older than me. Like it's from my father's back. It's an original thing.
Right.
And I bought myself Judas Priest. I think it was Painkiller. That was
classic.
On record, it sounds fucking brilliant.
I just like the because they were so big. You used to get like big posters and the artwork.
Yeah,
and
you did.
Everything was
well, Kiss big. Used to. You see some of their.
Iron Maiden.
Yeah, of course.
I remember I had Iron Maiden posters on my wall when I didn't even know they were.
Really?
I used to get like Kerrang or whatever, and you just get a poster or something like that. I just have my wall.
I knew who Eddie was.
I
just Iron Maiden was.
And I remember I bought one of their albums, and I just didn't even. I liked it, but it wasn't. I just bought it because of the cover. I was like, that's cool. Because I remember I had the poster. And I just thought, I'll have that.
Who's your favourite singer then? Who's your favourite Iron Maiden singer?
Bruce Dickinson.
Yeah. And then who?
Blaze.
Yeah, I'm the same.
I like Blaze. In fact, when Martin joined us, because he's massively into them, like I borrowed all his Iron Maiden.
He sings a Maiden song with you guys, doesn't he?
I borrowed all of his Iron Maiden CDs, and I tried to get back into them because I liked them, but I didn't really gone through their full back catalogue. And I picked out like 10 songs.
That's the album I bought, the Book of Souls album.
Oh, the new one.
With you.
Do you like it?
Yeah, I do actually. I quite like it.
Well, I picked out 10 songs, and like 6 of them were Blaze songs.
Aye.
And that's when I know all that history now, but at the time when those songs were out, Blaze, I didn't even know they changed the singer.
No.
Like, as a casual fan at the time.
Yeah, you didn't realise.
I can't remember what album it was. It was like got Clansman on it and stuff like that.
That's a tune.
Man on the Edge and stuff like that.
I think his 2 albums were Virtual 11 and X Factor.
I think it was X Factor.
I can't remember which one came first.
But I remember, I didn't even realise they changed it. It wasn't until years later when I saw a video for one of them and I was like, that's a different singer. I was like, I didn't know. Because they have got similar. Now that I know the difference, I can clearly tell the difference.
They've got that vibrato.
But,
I mean, it's obvious the difference. But, like you said, they both had that vibrato style, didn't they?
I wonder if a casual AC/DC fan would have noticed the difference between Bon Scott and Brian Johnson if you weren't.
You've got to, because they're not even remotely the same.
I think they are. I think they've got a similar style. those high, kind of like they're both. I always thought AC/DC were lucky to find a singer who could fit the mould.
Yeah.
Because he could still do the Bon Scott songs.
I'll give you. Yeah, well, you had to.
They didn't find a singer. They didn't find a singer. They found an actual. I thought a replacement. Like
yeah.
Obviously, I did know the difference, but I just wondered if it was the same thing.
They reckon Noddy Holder was in for that job, like.
Do they?
Noddy Holder, who the hell was an unknown? There was another relatively famous bloke, but they reckon Noddy Holder was.
That'd been interesting.
I don't know if he knocked it back or what happened, but that's the crack.
Or if he just
someone will correct us if I'm
it.
wrong, no doubt. But that's what I always got told.
Because it was a bit of an accident without Brian Johnson, wasn't it?
Apparently,
they sort of knew him, but they didn't really.
I think Bon Scott had seen him playing a gig, and I think when he was fucking this particular gig, Brian was rolling around on the floor screaming or something, and he'd gone back to the lads and it was the best gig he'd ever seen. And as it happened, Brian Johnson's appendix had burst, I think, or something like that, live on stage. So he was screaming in fucking pain.
He's like, that sounds amazing.
That's the crack.
He sounds just like me.
Yeah, so I mean, someone will correct us. I can't think of top of me. It's roughly along them sort of lines, and that's how it all kind of come about, as far as I'm aware.
But I just thought, because if they got someone who was any different, they wouldn't have been able to pull off those original songs. So I thought they were quite lucky to find someone who was quite similar.
Do you think it would have worked if Dave Evans had gone back instead?
I don't know, because I've never really heard him belt out any of the old.
He's got a voice on him.
Oh, he's got a cracking voice. Yeah, we support. Well, no, we
supported him once.
That was it.
Yeah.
And before we had an EP coming out, and they played our EP in full before he came on stage.
That was it. Yeah.
But we got to meet him and hang out with him, and he was a cool guy.
Lovely bloke, really. I mean, the DC songs I've seen him play, he done a fucking belting job of. But
was that the Absolver lads were his backing band as well?
That's right.
Still
are, I think. On the I think it's just the UK stint, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think. Not sure.
I think that was the first time I'd met them properly.
Was it?
Yeah, I think it was in 2012.
First time 13. I met them. I think Raz put us on to support them. There were Few UK then.
I never knew them then.
I love that band. Few UK was awesome. It's the same band nearly, obviously, without Luke.
Yeah. But I remember that when Absolver got announced, and someone said they had a history, they were different bands, so I looked them up. And there was an interview with Chris Appleton at I think it was maybe Bloodstock or one of the backstage, and he basically, it was the first video I found, and he explained their entire history in about 12 minutes, and I was like, oh, that's
there
everything
you go.
Sorted.
They were brilliant. Like, that was the first time I'd ever seen them, and it was sound check. I just thought, oh my fucking God.
They still play a couple of their Few UK songs.
Yeah.
Is it Death by Lightning?
Yeah, they play that.
Yeah, that's quite
play that one.
They play a couple of others.
Was it Icy Red? Was the one I think it was called? Was it Icy?
Yeah, that is one of the songs.
I love that. Yeah. I love that song. I've heard it for years. I've got the album. I'll go home and listen to the album again now.
Yeah,
without a doubt. But,
good shit.
Aye,
they're
spot on.
Good musicians as well, aren't they?
Not bad. Nah, fucking amazing. Yeah. His voice. I mean, I don't know how he can sing like he does and play the guitar like he does.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah,
he's an ass. I'm jealous.
If you're watching, Chris, we love you really.
We love you really. Yeah.
Just give the rest of us a chance, yeah.
Yeah. Slacking off a bit, pal. Nah, they're brilliant.
Well, I think we'll make a move, eh? Let's get out of here. Let's drink some beer.
Thank you very much for having us.
No worries, man. Just for coming on. We'll do it again sometime.
Definitely.
So, Self Inflicted, if you're out there listening, check them out.
And Dino More, don't forget about them.
Yeah, well, that's plastered all over.
I'm sure every bugger knows who you are now.
This band here, they're all right. They're
all right. Okay.
All right, they're not bad. They get by, yeah.
Cheers, man.
No bother. Thank you.
This episode of the podcast